Welcome to Unmasking Greatness. I'm your host, Chris Kokoris, a lifestyle fitness coach and mentor. This podcast is about unmasking your greatest potential, finding your purpose, and crafting a life worth living. Health and fitness has been the gateway drug to all of my success. My continuous drive to keep learning and surround myself with other high achievers forces me to level up, which has developed my mind to something I never thought was possible. This podcast is here to share what I've learned and continue to learn with all of you. This is your sign to take back control of your health, mindset, and personal environment. Strap in as we are recharged, and always, if you find value in the show, please subscribe and share as we can all get better together. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Unmasking Greatness. I'm your host, Chris Kokoris, and I have a very special guest, Justin Shoemaker.
Hello.
This is really cool because actually, I don't want to make this just about the gym in general, but I met Justin literally 2 weeks ago, a week or so ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we've seen each other working out quite a bit. And then as you do with like gym relationships, you kind of just watch from afar with everybody. And eventually when you're doing something at like the front desk, it's like, oh, hey, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
That's really how it works.
And that conversation started, and then we ended up just chopping it up for a hot minute. Mm-hmm. And then I found out more about you and what you were doing, and I was like, oh, this is a really interesting guy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
and,
same to you.
And then he told me you have a podcast too.
Yeah.
Was it Harmony?
Harmony of Hustle. Yep.
Harmony of Hustle.
More business centric.
Yeah.
Kind of just started as a way to document me building the business from nothing.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of entrepreneurs, we could always use more resources.
For sure.
And there's not a lot of, in my opinion, there's not a lot of content out there where you can watch it from start to finish of, from literally nothing to wherever it ends up going. So I wanted to start that. There was a podcast called like The Startup, which was similar to that, where he was doing like a tech business, I think. He was pretty connected to people like in Y Combinator. And so that was pretty inspiring. So I'm trying to layer that with visuals and do play-by-plays as things happen, but obviously more home service based for me. But I think you can learn from any business. Yeah. So.
Well, that was kind of, we talked about that. You saw my studio, and then you said you had a podcast. And so after we talked, I looked it up, and I was like, I was listening to it on the way home, and I was like, this is really good.
Oh, thank you.
Your content is actually really good. I mean, I listened to a lot of podcasts, which got me into it, which I'm assuming is kind of similar to you.
Yeah, exactly.
You just realize how much free knowledge is out there that people just don't tap into. And, at the end of the day, like if you're not taking the things that you're learning, then you haven't learned anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Alex Hormozi says it the best, right? I think he has the best phrases for things like this. But he's like, learning is same condition, new behavior. So if you just listen to something and you do nothing from it, then obviously you didn't learn, you just got entertained. And that clicked for me on a lot of stuff because I've done that before, where I'll listen to business content and I get like this spike in motivation. Yeah. Or I'll watch like fitness videos and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go to the gym, but I still got to go do the workout.
Yeah, you still got to do it.
So there's so much free information out there, but I think podcasts are really cool because you get to connect on a deeper level. A lot of times if people actually connect with the content, they get value from the content, then they're going to listen to you. So you're in their ear a lot. That's why, Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan, because a lot of people just enjoy that content and you feel really close to them. And podcasts have helped me out a lot because I road warrior all the time with the business. So that's where I'm able to get most of my knowledge. And for me, it's a great medium to learn. For sure. So like if you're busy, you don't have time to read books, you can listen to a podcast over and over and over again and save notes and then actually implement what you learn. So for me, it's great. And I'm the same way. I don't have time to really sit down and read. So when I'm in the car, that's all I listen to, just podcasts. Yeah. So we got Justin on here. Just a little background that I know of is that you were in the military, served in the military, and then you helped start up a solar business, correct? And that went from, in 1 year, went from 600,000 to 25 million? Yeah, top line. Yeah. So kind of the piggyback on how that happened was I was doing executive protection with NCIS out of the Pentagon. So that's what I wanted to do because federal protection is super fun. So it looked.
So explain that. What is that?
So like the people that drive Trump around, like the Secret Service guys.
Oh yeah.
It's that, but for whatever branch you're in. So for example, some of my buddies now, they work for like Department of Education, Department of Transportation, and basically protect like the top guy there, like the secretary or whoever. And it's a really fun job because unless something bad happens, of course. But you get to go on all these crazy travels. I mean, that was my first time ever going on like a G5 because the secretary flies on G5s. So you get into rooms you would never get into unless you're in like the upper echelons of government, which I thought was just super cool.
Yeah.
I love to travel, so I got to fly on the government dime and get all the points. And so for me, it was just like a really fun job. Got to go see a lot of cool things. The job itself wasn't very hard. Again, I've been in security for 11 years, so for me, it's kind of, I've been doing it for so long, it's fine, because I was an anti-terrorism officer before that. So, pretty easy for me to do, and the perks were just great. So that was my plan, and all my buddies were doing that, and, that job pays anywhere from 100 to 20, especially in the federal sector, 120 to like 180 a year, I think is where you can get to, maybe higher than that, and I never heard of that type of money before. But when I got out, COVID was going on, so no one was hiring. And happenstance, my buddy was in the water industry, and I've always been into fitness and health. So he was like, hey, man, I know you're waiting to go back to the federal sector. Do you want to just come sell water treatment systems for a while? And I was like, well, I need to make money. So I'll try it out. And at the time, it felt like a huge step back because I literally went from, in my opinion, and again, the opinions of probably my family and stuff, this really high status job to you're now going into people's homes to sell them water systems. And to make it worse, like the in-home test that we used to do, you had this big briefcase. So I just like looked at myself like I was like this door-to-door like suitcase salesman like from like the early like 40s or whatever. I'm like, oh God. And I was like, all right, this is a part-time thing. I just need to make some money. But I actually got a system myself, changed my life. And then I found out just by happenstance that I was naturally good at sales. So my sales training wasn't very elaborate when I went there. So I kind of had to teach myself like more advanced sales techniques from books and YouTube videos. The first sales book I've read was The Straight Line by Jordan Belfort. Great sales book. If anyone that's watched sales content online, if you're in sales, they've all pretty much just repurposed that book. It's kind of like the Bible of sales. And I just started learning sales and I fell in love with it. And what changed for me was I was 3 months in and I had a paycheck for 1 week of work and it was $12,000. And I was like, oh, what is going on here?
People like water.
And I was like, oh, this is crazy. You can make this kind of money just talking to people and like giving people value. And the cool thing about sales is sales guys, and I've seen this in the solar side now, there are unscrupulous salespeople that just want to make money. But when you sell something you believe in and you sell a product that actually works in a company that's great, it's actually a beautiful industry because you're actually helping people get what they want. Like you look at anything, it's all sales. And then I did more research and I found out everyone that's been super wealthy was in sales. Gary Vaynerchuk started in sales. Grant Cardone started in sales. Bronson started in sales. I can't remember her name, but the CEO of ABC Supply, she started in sales. A lot of them in door knocking, right? So when I look at this, I was like, oh, sales is actually the vehicle to make wealth. Every business sells something. Anything that anyone has in their life, they got from some sort of a sale. So that really switched it for me. And then I started making consistently $30K a month in commissions. I was like, all right, my life has changed.
Give me that suitcase.
Right. No. And my buddy, he's the one, a family friend of mine who's actually a golf pro, super fitness guy. He was in solar his whole life. And so he got recruited to that company. And he said, hey man, and we would talk all the time. And he's like, hey man, you should come to the startup because I kind of hit like my peak at that company I was at because it was a huge company. So, lesson for you guys who are trying to grow, even if you're the best guy there, if you're in a huge multinational, you're only going to go so far. And I wanted more. So he's like, hey, there's a startup. It's, brand new. They've been in business, I think about a year and a half. Come down. Let's see what we can do. And all I said was like, I just want an office and I want my own team. And then grew it from there. And then finally I got promoted to the sales director. And then we were doing about, like I said, $600K in total revenue. And then with the same team, just with, some more oversight and sales training and scripting and building a culture, we took it to 25 mil in 11 months. And it was also a team effort. It wasn't wasn't me. But
to go back,
cool.
So when you say there's a cap, when you were at 30, is that from time? Like you just can't sell anymore due to time? Or why is there a cap?
Well, no, I could probably sell more, but time is a part of it. I was saying like career advancement. Like I want to be in management and leading and making decisions.
Okay.
But they already had managers. They had trainers. So my next step up probably would have been like a training role. But I probably would have been waiting longer to get to that position.
I see.
And I wanted to move quick. You know, I wanted to keep growing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Yeah. So the money for me at that point wasn't as important as, you know, because especially in the in-home sales world, like it was draining. Like you're driving a ton, especially for the work I was doing. Like I was working more than anybody. I would drive 4 hours one way for an appointment just so I could learn. So eventually you get tired of being on the road for 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And honestly being in people's homes.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
wanted to get out of that. And luckily when I built my own business, I have now tailored it so I can do what I love without having to do the stuff I don't like to do. Like I don't like going in people's homes.
Yeah, yeah. So
not,
okay, so you shifted to solar. So
Yeah.
do you think the big difference with scalability and obviously your income was you had your own team that you were able to like expand more?
I think it was because it was early.
Really?
Yeah, it was early. It was a startup. So, you know, roles haven't been defined yet. And so being a top performer, you can kind of show what you can do and then you can create the role that you want to have.
Okay.
And so obviously because I was making the owner so much money, had leverage to say, hey, this is what I want. So
I got
okay,
you.
here you go.
Yeah.
And that's like with anything, you know, if
It's
you're
a
top,
win-win.
Yeah, exactly. And with startups, you have more of that control. When you're going to work with an established company, you're not going to have that much control because they've already got everything pretty much dialed in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like when you look at like what careers you want to go into. Do I want to work for a startup or do I want to work for an established business? You're going to get way more long-term payoff at a startup, but there's way more risk. Like that company ended up going out of business because the owner just did not manage it right.
Which one?
The solar company. Well, actually, they both did. The water company did too because it was attached to a solar company.
Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of solar companies went out of business just for, not going to go into it, a bunch of reasons why. But, you know, so there's a lot of risk in a startup for it could go out of business.
Yeah.
But the potential upside is, you know, you'll probably get equity if you're there early on. You can be at a higher role. You'll be an executive because any big company where you look at the executives, for most, not all the time, but most of the time they probably started when it was just starting out, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I had a client that was kind of her thing because, you know, most people think I need a stable job, I need to build a career. And her strategy was completely different. And it was crushing for her.
Yeah.
She'd go to these startup companies, and these startup companies still were pretty big, but she'd get equity in it. So
Smart.
she'd stay there for, you know, 2-3 years, go to another one, get a different job. And she would just keep collecting.
The equity.
Yeah, the equity.
And was she flipping or was she just like go in, kind of get her equity and then?
She would just stack it, just keep stacking it. And then she also... Side note.
It seems very stressful.
Yeah. I'll tell you
job.
another. Here's a little side business for all you guys that I just didn't know even was out there.
Yeah.
Dog walking.
Oh.
She did dog walking on the side.
Yeah.
And she was pulling in at least 8 to 10 G's a month. Jesus. Walking dogs.
That's wild.
Get your steps in, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's cool though, because I think it goes to show you can make a business out of anything.
Yeah.
Especially stuff that people don't want to do, like picking up poop for your animals.
Oh, gosh. I use that as an example all the time.
You know, like that's a business.
Do you know how much those guys on school, there's a company that they teach people this business model to pick up. You know how much money they're pulling in?
The school community or like the
school community.
How much?
Last I heard, they were at $60,000 a month teaching people how to pick up dog poop.
Dude.
Like if that doesn't open your mind to like what's possible, it's pretty impressive. It's funny.
You can make money anywhere now. Like that's what I think getting out of the Navy and sales taught me. You know, I think I was like your traditional person that was groomed to go into the workforce and be like a worker bee because I was really good at the worker bee stuff. But when you go into entrepreneurship and you just see how the world works, like you may not be like a 100 millionaire.
Yeah.
But you can make life-changing money by just finding a service that people need or do or something you're interested in. Like, especially now with schools, a great example.
Yeah.
Like, if you're passionate about something and you can just consistently put out good content about it, you can make 20, 30K a month recurring revenue.
Yeah.
You know, working a job you actually enjoy. But there's a lot of fear around that. So I think that's what stops.
I don't want to because I mean, a lot of fear does. There's risk. I think even with you, that was kind of the other thing I was going to ask you because, you know, you leaving the water, going from, you know, let's say 30 grand a month, solar, was there initial a little bit of pay drop knowing that it could be more potentially?
Yeah, I have historically regretted all my decisions after I made them.
Learning lessons.
Oh my God. But there's actually a quote. I'm glad we're going into this. There's a quote I recently read. It actually hit home for me because it kind of encapsulates what most of my life was and now what it's not. And I don't know who to credit the quote to. I just saw it online, but it was crazy. And basically it says, the sheep spends its whole life in fear of the wolf, but at the end of the day, it's the shepherd that eats him. And you can analyze that however you want. But to me, what it really shows is that most people are afraid to take the leap to something because they're afraid they're going to fail. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what ends up killing them is just staying in the same spot.
For sure.
It's the complacency that kills them. And I'd say every bit of fear is justified, but that is your brain just trying to hit a survival mechanism.
Exactly.
And once you actually get into the thing, you realize you're only afraid because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. And everyone that has succeeded had that fear at some point. So if you have that fear, then you are in the same world and sphere as those people you aspire to be. Yeah. And so I try to keep that frame. But when I made the switch, I literally, especially when I opened up that new office, like I went to a whole new industry I knew nothing about. And I think I literally remember this is like a defining moment of just like probably the most pain I'd been in is we launched a new office and I had not made like any money. So I was making maybe going from 20 to 30K a month to making like $2K a month, maybe. Like just was stressing. And we had and I built the team up. I finally had a team of door knockers with me and we were finally seeing some momentum. And one week I got like 9 sales in a week. And so the way solar worked is on those 9 sales, once they get notice to proceed, you get half the payment right then and there, and then you get the rest after install 3 or 4 months later. So those 9 deals, and they were big systems, I was probably going to make, I don't know, 20K-ish that week. Damn. And I was like, finally, okay, money. And I was like, this is in a week now. So like, okay, now if I can continue to do this type of stuff, I can get to the point where I'm making 100K a month in my. So I saw that and I was like, okay, we're good. Yeah. This is like probably 4 months in. So I was like really needing this. And it was like the twilight zone. I got a phone call on Thursday that they need to cancel their appointment. Another person needed to cancel their appointment. It got down to where I only had 2 sales. And then the 2 sales that I had, like, okay, they're solid. But I was already beat and kind of just distraught about it. And then I get a phone call as I'm driving home. And it was the one girl who I thought there's no way she would cancel this sale. I was like, hey, Justin. So I was like, oh, please. And I was so distraught. I was like, please tell me you're not canceling. She's like, listen, I'm a real estate agent and we have a baby on the way. And it's just, I thought about it. We're probably going to be moving. We just can't do it. And I was like, all right, I got it. And I remember I pulled up to my driveway and just sat there looking up and just like crying. Like I was like, what the hell? And it was the most pit of despair I've ever been in. And to what you're saying, I was like, I just left this stable job where I was bringing in $20,000 for what? Yeah. And I called my mentor at the time, like, dude, I don't know what I did. I feel like I just made a huge mistake here. And he's like, listen, man, these are just the scars you got to get to become the person you want to be. And it's sales. Like it'll swing back, but if you can push through this, you'll build resiliency to go even further. And I was like, all right. So that next week I went on the doors 15 hours a day, just hustling. And then that next month I ended up making 35 grand and then consistently started doing that. And then finally got to a point where I was making like 30K a week. Well, every 2 weeks, excuse me.
Hell yeah.
It was like the peak. And I think the most I ever made in a month was like 100 grand after that.
Yeah.
But it bounced back and I started making more money than I did at the water company. But yeah, there was always that risk and that fear. And especially when I initially made that switch, I was making way less money and I almost wanted to quit. I was like, what the fuck did I do? Yeah. Because I could have gone back. But that's the thing. You can always go back.
That's true. You can always go back. But I think now, like you going through that, and I always tell people this, my level for stress is not to say, other people don't have a stressful life, but I have trained my stress level to be high. Yeah. Because of exactly like that. We'll have times where we're crushing. I'm on a high. Mm-hmm. Next couple weeks, months, you're like, what happened? What's broke? Something's broken. I got to fix something. And those are the things we just kind of keep digging in the weeds, but like having that emotional stability. Yeah. Because, it's one thing to have emotions, but to act on them is going to be a detriment to your business if you have one,
Yeah, honestly, and I think fear puts you in the worst places. I mean, that's what put my business to the point where luckily we're going to be out of it now, but I brought in partners because I was afraid of things I didn't know. Mm. And I wanted to in my head, I thought it made sense, limit the risk but those people just took advantage of it and put me in a shit ton of debt. Right? And that I know how to claw my way out of. So it's like, if I was just okay being afraid and figuring it out and being okay going slower at the beginning and saying, oh, I'll probably make some mistakes and that's okay.
Yeah.
I would have avoided these bigger mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
I think you're spot on with that. I think, being an entrepreneur, and we talked about this a lot. Once you actually are responsible for your own income and everything else that goes with it, there's like this consistent underlying level of just like stress that's always there. And at the start, like it's crippling. But now, like you said, you can.
Yeah. It's almost like a normality. Mm-hmm. If we don't have stress, it's almost something is wrong as well.
Right.
Like, why is it? It's like the storm that's coming. Like why is it so calm right now? Why is it so sunny? Like things are too good. Like, no, something's not right.
When's the last time you took like a vacation, like, and actually got to unplug and like had nothing coming, and you're like, oh, I should be relaxed right now, but all the stress is technically gone.
Yeah. No.
Have you done that?
Dude, my wife's gonna probably listen to this and be like, Chris, I told you need a vacation. We haven't gone on a legit vacation in probably 3 years. We've gone obviously out of the country and stuff, but that was more for like weddings or stuff like that. Yeah. But like a legit, like just unplug and try to relax, which is hard for me to do to begin with.
Yes.
Like,
I get it.
But it's been probably like 3 years, dude. I'm on this constant, like I'm still in a growth phase, we're still, we started in 2020 through COVID.
Yeah.
And that was hard for me because, I've talked about this in other episodes, just like my past, but I left kind of a stable job like you. My father, he had a restaurant. I thought I was taking it over, steady paycheck, which, I was getting $5,000 a month, support $1,000 a week plus a bonus, which was enough to pay my bills, have my house, have my car, had a son that just got born. So I was okay. Wasn't thriving or like living my best life, but I had one vacation a year that I could save up for.
The dangerous middle, right?
Yeah. So, we were there, and then, a lot of different pieces started moving around, and I had to make a call, which ended up being like the hardest decision of my life to leave there. And I was already doing online coaching as a side hustle, because I was competing. I was already a trainer. Right. I went to school and got a bachelor's in exercise science and a minor in psychology, and thinking I was going to get like a good job.
Right.
That's false hopes, I got out trying to be like a strength and conditioning coach and then find other jobs with that degree. The most I could find in South Carolina was like $20,000-$30,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I couldn't even pay off my student loans.
I was going to say, and just to get the degree itself.
Yeah. So I ended up, as I started just kind of doing this little side hustle, it started snowballing a little bit to the point where I had enough clients to just pay bills. And that was kind of like, okay, like I think I can do this. So I cut the cord at the restaurant and left everything. And we did like a hybrid. So I picked up in-person training and blended that. Luckily, because of like where I'm at and I was kind of like born in the area, my clientele filled up pretty quick. Within 3 months, I was filled. From 7 to 7, Monday through Friday. I left a 2-hour gap for me to like train. Yeah. And I would run it. And it was great at first because I was like, oh, I'm making money. But then I was getting burned out. I'm like, dude, this is exhausting. So then I brought on another trainer who I was like, I'm going to give you all my evening clients. I'm going to train in the morning. You're going to take care of the evening. I'll also bring you on online. And at that point, a year later, I hired my first mentor.
Oh, cool.
So that was kind of, I knew there was more to the online space.
Right.
And there's a lot of good trainers out there, but they don't understand business.
Yeah.
Like me. I didn't understand it. I didn't know like client acquisition, what softwares to use, what apps to use. Like pricing,
you just like, churn, all that stuff. Yeah.
So I ended up investing in that, which at the time, it was $14,000 for 4 months. And I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I had a credit card. And I remember sitting in the back of the gym because I had the sales call, and they told me, and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, there a guarantee with this? And he was like, Chris, do you guarantee that your clients are going to lose 50 pounds? I was like, we can't guarantee that because like if they don't do the work,
right? How
am I supposed to know? He goes, exactly. He goes, if you do the work, he goes, you will get the results, but you got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort, which I respected that answer. Yep. He could have sold me some pipeline dream, but he was real with me, and I signed up, and in that 4 months, I never worked so hard in my life. I don't think I slept much.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got to make this money back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And first month, I didn't make no money. Second month, no money. Third month, a little bit. Fourth month, then we started jumping. I was like, okay. Because, you know, it's all getting back-end systems put in place. And learning sales, like I didn't really know how to sell. I was watching, do you know Bedros Keuilian? So he is the owner of the Fit Body Bootcamp franchise.
Okay.
Super, super successful dude. But he was putting out YouTube videos on how to sell, do personal training, all this kind of stuff. I'd watch all his stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember looking up him for a mentorship at the time. He was charging $50K for the year.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe one day.
Yeah.
You know, now it's 100. I was like, all right, my man. So, but you know, there's value in that. Some people are like, dude, I would never pay $100,000 to somebody. I have a close friend. I actually trained him for a national show.
Yeah.
He started coaching other coaches' businesses. He got his business to right over $1 million. So hit right over $1 million. I saw him at a seminar that one of my mentors was throwing on. And I was like, oh, dude, are you in this program too? He's like, no, dude. He's like, I actually just signed up with Bedros.
Nice.
I was like, didn't he charge $100K? And he goes, yeah. And then he told me about his business. I was like, dude, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep up with you in a couple months. I just want to know, like, is it worth it? Like, what's the deal? In 4 months, they tripled his income.
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah, it's the investment no one wants to make is an investment in themselves. And it's the only thing that scales without cap.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that limits your growth is knowledge, if you think about it. So, and it's the same thing with with business. Like, you know, people were gawking when Alex Hormozi did his book launch. Like, oh, $6,000 for these playbooks. I've gone through 3 playbooks and I've already increased the LTV of my business, right? And it's like investing in yourself. As long as you are the type of person that will take it and learn it and implement, like going to your seminar, it makes so much more sense because you fill the gaps of your knowledge base and speed up because the playbook's already been made. Yeah. They already know what success looks like. So now all you have to do is model that, and then you can be successful. And I think that's a lot of people just aren't willing to invest in themselves because it's like one of the few investments where you don't see an immediate return. Where like if you invest in Tesla, you can watch the stock market and see the charts go up and down. Like, oh, I'm making money today or not. Yeah. But with skill sets, they compound, and they compound not by a factor like 2x or 3x, but 10x, 20x, because once you learn the skill, you're already going to get 2x or 3x better, but then you get better at that skill. And then you pair that with your other skills, and now you get this incredible return on that money. Yeah. And so, I've changed my thinking on that a lot too, because I used to balk at like, oh, why would someone spend $100,000? But then it's like, well, one, what has that person done in their life to be able to spend $100,000? Yeah. Right. So number one, how can I model that? Because if they can spend $100,000 on it, I'm going to assume they probably have the means to spend the $100K. Sure. So I would like to get to that point. Yeah. And then number two is like, okay, well, let's say, assuming they're an intelligent person, why would they spend that type of money? Well, they must want to learn a skill they don't already have to get somewhere further along. And I think anyone I've talked to in business that has at least, again, do due diligence and spent that money with a mentor that was actually legit, not just selling some snake oil stuff, they've always seen a return on that. Yeah. And even bad ones. You know, I've spent money on courses that, objectively weren't great. Yeah. But I still found stuff that I was like, oh, I can take that and use that. Yeah.
I don't know if I told you that because I was going to say that there's always a little bit of risk.
Right.
You know, I've been with 3 different mentors now. The first one, amazing. The second one was great. They offered different things. So I gained different knowledges from different perspectives. The third one, I'm not going to bash them or anything because it wasn't necessarily
as good.
horrible, but like it was the biggest investment that I made because it was $25K for 6 months.
And it wasn't very good.
And I got in and I was like, okay, this is good. And then it just wasn't. Like I'm doing everything that
was it the knowledge that wasn't good or the stuff you already knew?
I think it was part of that. I think part of it was because being in, high level mentorships prior, my back ends are set up, everything's set up. And my purpose of going in there was solely lead gen.
Gotcha.
That was kind of like the only reason that I went in there. And they're like, oh, we have, these done for you ads and, we'll help you plug and play stuff. And that's not the case. It's not as simple. And this is for anybody that's in the business. You cannot just plug and play other people's content. Yeah. You have to speak specific especially when you're paying advertisement, you can't be broad.
Right.
You have to be very specific for who you're trying to target.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to be creative as well. So, and there's so much more in depth about it. But anyways, yeah, we kind of had, I don't want to say necessarily fallout, but we had some words.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's nothing for me to do. You know, I signed up, you know, I did it. I'll take what I can from it. And then, you know, we part ways. You know.
What do you think was the biggest thing you learned from the ones that did work compared to the ones that didn't work? That actually helped you scale your business.
Yeah. So my first mentor was Tanner Chittister.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, I see him all the time. Yeah.
So he was my first real mentor, and I stayed with him for a little bit over a year.
Okay.
And he helped me with everything from like back-end systems to how to have a workflow, what app to use, which we've shifted over time, right? Mm-hmm. But all that back-end like business stuff,
right,
like was just all new to me. Right. So I'm just soaking it in. He taught me high-ticket sales because at the time, Tanner has, and still to this day, I want to say, one of his brothers, he's over the sales department. And then Benson Chittister, he's actually working for acquisition.com now.
Oh, really? Doing what? Do you know?
I'd have to look.
Yeah, that's cool. Of course, they're gobbling up all the talent.
Yeah. So we kind of we'll message each other here and there. I'd love to see if he would get on a podcast with me too, because he's a wealth of knowledge. But he's super cool, super humble dude. But anyways, yeah, they've really kind of just helped me able to scale in just that back end stuff. And then it basically, and again, this is not anything bad, but as he was growing his business too, they started opening up departments. So now we have a sales department.
Right.
And so this is where it kind of took me back because, and it's, you know, again, nothing to knock because honestly, like I have nothing good words to say about them. Mm-hmm. They opened a sales department and they're like, we'll run your ads for you. You know, we're going to put it together. We'll run it. We'll track it. We'll show you everything. Yeah. We'll give you the scripts, you know, $3,000 a month. And then on top,
that was like an add-on to the... Yeah.
And then on top of your ad spend.
Gotcha.
Right? Which they wanted you to spend anywhere $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
On ads, yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about $5,000-$6,000 a month. And I signed up for 3 months and didn't sell one thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know, talk about a hit. Yikes. And I was like, yo, turn this shit off. We're done.
And these were meta ads?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And...
yeah, lesson, guys. I have been burned on. Meta is a crazy platform to advertise on because you can if you can get a winner, it's great. But you get so much bullshit in. Yeah. You have to have a good enough funnel to really pre-qual people that actually you speak to. Because I don't know if you had this situation, but when I just ran, and I don't have any Meta ads right now, but when I remember I went through an agency. It's kind of similar, and I was getting a ton of leads in. I think I was getting I was getting 100 leads a week, and it was the most garbage conversation. I was like, guys, what are you doing? You're sending me into person that's in a crack house right now. What's going on?
I was either it was trash people I was talking to or ghost town, like tons of people. You know, we do triage calls. Mm-hmm. I didn't sign up for anything. Is this your name? Is this your number? Is this your email?
Oh,
you know, come on. So it was just bad. Yeah. So we tried a couple different things, but I think there was some miscommunication within the department as well. They're like, well, you know, let us do 1 month free for you. And I was just like, dude, I'm good. Let's just cut the rope at this point.
Yeah.
So, but I will say from a systematic standpoint, and they probably fixed that by now. I guarantee they have, but just in the beginning phase. So I was looking for something else. I was like, ads burned me. I lost a ton of money. Let's shoot more organic. So then I found a guy, Jason Phillips, who has NCI. Massive company as well. And his strategy, he basically said, if you're not pumping out, you know, close to 60, 70, 80 grand a month, why are you messing with ads? Which is a pretty
interesting,
heavy concept. Now, I will say he has shifted that since then.
It's an interesting perspective.
Yeah. Wow. So, because with Tanner, you know, we hit 10K consistent, then we got up to 50.
Yeah.
And it kind of a little bit of a wave at that point in time.
Yeah.
I think the ads, it all comes down to, I need new eyeballs, right?
Right.
Well, switched over to Jason. Y'all getting the nitty gritty on these people. I never talk about this.
I love it.
They had, their 3 components were what they call fast cash frameworks.
Okay.
And one of them is actually in Alex's new book.
I read it.
Right?
Yeah. By the way, I used one of those, if we go into it, to pull, I think right now, 15K forward to help pay off some of that debt we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So that was super nice. But yeah, keep going.
So he ended up, they had Fast Cash Flameworks. One was the scholarships, which is basically, I think, what Alex talks about in his book.
Okay.
Challenges and then webinars. These are all like lead gen systems.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So as far as systems go, honestly, like in my opinion, Tanner systems were better back end.
Got it.
Business systems.
But lead gen.
Yeah, and even like CRM systems and all of that organization, just a little more advanced. Mm-hmm. And again, their processes were just different, the way that they track, because they did track heavy. It was just different.
Right.
But I kept my systems because I like them. But anyways, so I signed up for them, and the first one we're going to run is the scholarship play, which is exactly what Alex is talking about in his book.
Yeah. Is that the 12-week challenge? Not the challenge play.
No, so basically it's a you're giving something away for free, a service for free.
Oh, that's right. And you can sign up for the scholarship, and the people that don't get the scholarship, you call them back and say, hey, sorry you didn't get the scholarship, but hey, we have this. We can give you a discount or whatever.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
So we ran that, and dude, insane, dude.
Worked out well?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We had probably 150 applications telling us why they wanted to work with me, which is the key piece.
Wow, yeah, that's
why do you want to work with me, right? Because it's not just like,
gangster.
Give me your info. Why do you want to work with us? And I went through all of them, and we chose. I mean, the whole system is fair. You know what I mean? It's not rigged by no means, but we chose, and we gave that person, the free scholarship, and for us, it was free coaching for 4 months.
Right. Something of real value.
Yeah. And then basically everybody else we followed up with and said, hey, listen, I know you didn't get it. I really liked, what you had to say. You were close, right? And we tell them what they said, so we were not bullshitting.
Yeah. Be actual honest about it.
Real, yeah. You got to be real, you know? And I was like, and honestly, we still want to be able to help you. So if you're open to the conversation, let's jump on a call, and we have something different to offer you guys. We signed up probably, I think it was close to 30 new clients.
Wow.
In that month.
What was the price point on those, roughly?
So at the time we were doing, I think, what were we doing back then? I mean, I think back then too, it was $3,000 for 6 months.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So with all the new signups, re-signs from current clients.
And then you get them into continuity after that too.
Continuity.
Yeah.
I mean, total sales that month, we hit 104. Which is insane for coaching. Dude. You know what I mean?
That's great.
Now, let me like bring everybody back to reality.
Yeah.
We call that a unicorn month.
Got it.
We have never hit that again.
Gotcha.
Since that day.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. And I didn't understand at the time because with this organic play, it works really good. I dried out my funnel. For the next couple months. So it was very like here and there, sporadic. And then I was like, dude, I need to run another play. We did it the following year. It did half as good. And I'm like, yo, what's up with this? So as I started thinking and reflecting, I'm running the same play to the same people.
Right. Exactly.
And you know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So unless you're having new flow of leads.
And organic too, that'd be tough, right? So you have to build your audience consistently then too, right?
It's not going to work as good. So, again, these are the things that I've learned, throughout the time. So
do you think, just kind of to dig deep then, do you think it'd be better, or another play is like, okay, well, maybe if you can create some get some paid leads, let's say, that work, focus on just building your organic audience to as big as possible before you monetize it.
100%.
Probably be for more, again, if you have to do what you have to do, but longevity wise.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, you always should be like working, again, this is for our business specifically. You always got to be working on content. You always got to be doing research. Recently, again, it's almost like a whole nother job to like create content, do research, what's working, what's the hook, how to clip it, what's engaging. It's just constant testing, but you have to do that.
Yeah.
And then, part of that, actually, we just signed, I don't know, have you ever heard of a software called Notion?
Notion?
There's a couple different out there. It just helps organize tasks. But
Motion or Notion?
Notion.
Okay. I know there's an AI one called Motion.
Yes.
That like syncs to your Google, and you have your own little email, and it'll AI, if a task comes in, it'll automatically move it around.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's similar to that, yeah. But we use that specifically for our content. So I have it to where like we basically created this whole pipeline, and there's our ideal system, then we move it to scripting, to filming to, you know, posting, and then we'll review it and see how it does. So it just helps me kind of stay a little more organized in that sense.
You almost have to become like a media company. I feel like these days, like no matter what business you're in, I guess depending on what you want to do, right? Like in the water space, that's the one thing that we're trying to do a little different. Is no water company really has that figured out. It's the same. Like if you go and look up water treatment ads, it's the same UGC created offers, the same content. Like I'm the only company now that has a super high ticket offer that I'm offering.
Yeah.
Which to your credit, I think puts you into your own realm.
For sure.
Because now people, like when you said like the play for the scholarship, why do you want to work with us?
Yeah.
It's like if you have a super high ticket offer you can offer people, it's like, well, okay, they're different.
Yeah.
So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's tough. Like the content side's tough, and one of the biggest things that I want to save money for is next year is actually build out a content team. Because I can say right now, I'm, you know, my skill set on the recording, the lighting, it's not that great. So, you know, you have to say like how much time I can invest trying to learn these skills, or if I can build the company up enough to where I can just pay for someone to keep me on track.
Well, I'll say this.
Better,
I haven't looked. I know you post some stuff on YouTube. I didn't see that, but I did go to your website.
Yeah.
Whoever did that video looked good. So if you did that.
Yeah, I did that one. Yeah.
Your lighting I think the lighting's good. So if you recreate that.
Camera and editing. Like I say, but it's also the time commitment. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
I can make it good enough, but there's ads I want to run that I know I just don't have the skill set for or the equipment for. And like talking head stuff, you know, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So that stuff is fine, but let's be real, like the talking head stuff is great for like the business content for what I want to do, like VSLs and like the actual operations. Got that unlocked. But we're talking about content and getting eyeballs. Yeah. That's a whole different skill set. Have you seen? Because you have to create something new. You have to create something that isn't just a carbon copy of other people's content. And there's so much good content out there now. It's almost kind of hard to be unique.
Yeah.
And so that's why, you know, I really want to try to focus on just telling stuff that I've done and try to find those little nuggets and gems of what can help people. And I think for me, until I can get like a bigger team that can help me create content ideas that maybe would be better. Yeah. The documentation process, I think, is the best thing because I can just document the journey and say, this is what's happening, this is what's working, and no one can really refute that. And that also just creates my own unique path. And then I can also, makes it easier because I can repurpose things. Like, again, I'm going to shill Hermosi like crazy because his stuff has just been so applicable to my business recently, where it's like I can say on my episodes and say, hey, this is what was in this playbook. This is what I learned from it. These are the results. And that creates its own new type of content. So,
there's a lot of info in there. I've seen some people ads. They'll like sign up for my thing, and I'll give you a free copy of this book. Yeah, you know, because I collected 200 books to give away.
Yeah, I still have 190 of them. So if people want a book,
reach out.
I got books.
So let's kind of shift gears. So you was in a water company, then you went to solar. Yeah, then you went back to now starting your own water company. Yeah. So what made you shift from, you know, obviously scaling to 25 mil in a solar company to like, you know what, I think, one, why did you want to do something yourself versus going into just like another sales position somewhere else? That's more established.
Yeah, because the easy answer is the owners in the company kept fucking up the companies.
Fair enough.
Like I had been working my ass off in these businesses and the owners kept fucking it up and they wouldn't listen to us. Like, especially the solar company, we had a really good team. I'm talking a really good team. And all we needed was for the owner to get out of the way and let the team just do everything and just say, hey, we need you to pay this and pay this and pay this. Now, he probably wouldn't have paid it, but that didn't happen. And so the company just ended up unraveling. So I was in this nexus point where I had made the most amount of money I've ever had. So I had a nest egg now. And the good thing about that solar company is me and the core leadership there were basically running it. Okay. Because the owner was always off doing whatever. So I got to I didn't have as much experience as I thought I had, but in my head at the time, I was like, okay, I've been semi-running this business. I feel, and I know sales really well. Like I know I can sell no matter what. So no matter what, I know I can sell. So I'm good there. I don't know operations that well, which is why I tried to hire on the guy. That wasn't the best decision. Yeah. But I was just looking at it, I was like, I had just turned 30, or I was just turning 30, and I was like, all right, I got all this money. We have the house that we can sell up in Maryland. And I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, well, listen, I can either go work for another company and I continue to probably make some good money, but I'll probably still have to work hard to make the money I want to make. 'Cause you don't just make 20, 30K a month without working hard. It's still a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I do that, I'm just going to continue to make these other businesses a ton of money, and I'm not going to see the long-term benefits of that. And if I don't do it now, then when? Now it felt like the perfect time of like, we have money saved. We can sell the house to get even more money saved.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about water over solar. I was like, if I'm going to start a bit, and I know there's a market for it, so I knew product market fit would be there. I knew Virginia wasn't like the biggest market for it at the time, but there was a market. So I was like, okay, if I don't start a business now, I never will, and I'm always going to regret not knowing, because at the time I was like, I'm so sick of these owners just fucking this stuff up, like not caring about their customers. Like I know I can outcare everybody, and I know I'm going to work super hard to make sure my business is successful, and I will go above and beyond for my clients if things go wrong or when things go well. Yeah. So to me, it was just like, if I don't do it, I'm going to hate myself forever for not going for it. And I just played it out. I said, if it fails, well, I'll just go back to sales.
Yeah.
If it fails, I'll go back to sales. I'll be a little embarrassed.
Yeah.
But on the upside, if this thing succeeds over the next 5 to 10 years, I could potentially build something that gives me, wealth forever. Yeah. And I can actually dictate how I want things run, and I can build a company I actually want to work in.
Yeah.
So that was it. It was just a bunch of, I don't think I had, and maybe some people can relate to this, I don't think I had like the entrepreneurial bug. Okay. I didn't, I went to the military for a reason. I wanted security. I also wanted to serve my country, but like I didn't have money to go to college, and I wasn't the best student. So I just knew I could work really hard. Like I was kind of like a grunt. Like I knew I could just outwork people. Yeah. And so the Navy seemed like a good fit. So I didn't have like this, I'm going to go be this entrepreneur, and have these like genius ideas of changing the world. It just came out of desperation. Like I was in so much pain of, I just can't work for anybody anymore. Yeah. It's just, I've proven to myself what I can do in the sales environment, which is somewhat like a business. Why, if people want to get into business, I think they should go work as like a 1099, where you still have to, eat what you kill. And so that gave me the confidence that I was like, okay, I can survive on my own. I know I won't starve. Yeah. So that was just kind of the decision. I was in too much pain to go the other way. I was like, I have to do something on my own. Yeah. And I'm really in love with water treatment. So I was like, this is going to be the best avenue for me to go. Yeah. And I knew customer satisfaction in water treatment is super easy to do, because unlike solar, which takes forever, or other industries, or even fitness, where like, you got to like work with these clients for a long time, and they may not get the results and then blame you. Like with water, I put the system in, you get results in 4 hours. Flush your water out, you feel the difference immediately. Yeah. So really easy for me to look good as long as my installers don't mess up. Yeah. So as far as the quality, and obviously I invest in really good units. I'm not buying the cheap stuff. Yeah. Like these are very expensive units. So I put them in, they're happy. There's a reason we have over 155 star reviews over our locations, because as long as you don't mess up the installation, it's really hard to piss these customers off. Yeah. And sometimes things go wrong, like there might be a manufacturer defect, or, things happen. Yeah. As long as you address it and fix it and show that you're showing up, I've learned most customers are pretty understanding up to a point. But if you are as mad about a situation that they are, and you respond to their request quickly, and you don't just try to like shift blame, customers generally won't leave you bad reviews, and they'll generally work with you because they understand it's a business. Yeah. And they understand we're a small business, so I think that gives a little bit of grace. Yeah. So I tell them, like, listen, we're a small veteran-owned business. Yeah. We're great at a lot of things. Some things are going to be a little bit slower at. And I just think that was a long-winded answer, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good answer. I think customer experience is massive. Up until literally 2 months ago, since we've been online, we didn't mess with like reviews like that. Right. Tons of testimonials, tons of transformation pictures. That's what really kind of helped us, and word of mouth. So the better the experience I could get on top of the results, communication, like that's how we've been getting clients for the most part. No ads, no paid spend. The majority is just referral system.
That's awesome.
So now coming here, we're kind of planning on making a couple different shifts, because I wasn't going to tap into the in-person, but I have another coach. I think we're going to bring him here and let him kind of run that. So I was like, you know what, let's get a business Google profile. I didn't have one. I didn't think I needed one. And so I just started, and this is funny, I had no reviews. Obviously, I just started this thing, and in 2 weeks, we had 100 5-star reviews.
Hell yeah.
And
you know why I have 100 5-star reviews? Obviously, I have a lot of people that I've worked with in the past too, but call them,
Yeah.
text them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, yeah, Chris, dude, I'll do it. I'll do it right away. Give me later today. I'll get it done. They wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Guess what? Text them the next day. Hey man, just want to make sure, like, are you still cool with doing a review? Dude, I totally forgot. Right now.
Yeah.
The follow-up is so
cool.
important. People don't understand the follow-up. And this is why, if you have a business, you need to create some sort of pipeline of a follow-up system.
Yes.
Because people are busy. People forget. I do, you know? So just that one little text. Oh yeah. And that's how we were able to rack them up.
And most CRMs, you can automate that now.
Yeah.
So you can literally automate it and like it'll do it for you. And then you can just do your personalized ones after like a certain cadence.
Yeah.
Like, so for us, we'll do automated follow-ups for 4 days. And then on day 7, I follow up.
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's important, dude. I mean, with mine, I'm not going to lie. I went the extra mile for these because I really wanted to rack it up.
Yeah.
Voice note.
Ooh, that's
voice
good.
note to people with their name, you know, so it's not like AI generated. It's a real personal touch.
That's key. I think that's super smart because I think especially now with AI becoming so prevalent and everything, that is probably going to be the new meta of like how you get people to convert is how personalized can you be? Like, and I think we'll even see and we've been talking about this with my team for next year is sending little gift boxes and like hand like real estate agents do, the handwritten thank you cards. I think that's going to be like our next extra mile. I wanted to create. I'm really inspired by First Form. When I purchased my first order from First Form, they sent me this little welcome box and it looked so good. And so I want to start doing that for obviously I don't have the money to do it right now, but that is going to be something big that we're going to try to implement. It's just like a welcome box for them that just has like little goodies. It's like a nice little tiered box. The logo looks really nice because that really did I saw that and I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yes.
And the people at First Form, they'll write stuff like when I order different products, like, oh, dude, I see you got this flavor. This is my favorite new flavor. So like you see that type of stuff, and especially now, it's like that hits different. So I'm trying to implement more of that in my business, especially now that we went fully virtual. It's going to be even more important, I think, to have that interaction with customers. And yeah, the follow up is huge. And to your point too, for leads and getting sales, one shift that I found. Because I was an in-home sales guy, I always was like super big on like my sales skills to close people. That was like, I'm the king shit of sales. I can do these word tracks and I can use these different tonalities. Like I went through like the psychology of sales. So when I went to business, I kind of thought the same way. But what I realized, and this is just a new shift that I've had that has helped me make more sales now, is customers don't actually care. Like that's not as important. Like if you have proof. And the testimonials and video testimonials, which I'm trying to get more now of, that's all you really need. Like the customers, like they don't need all the fancy sales techniques. Like if you have great proof and testimonials and a good product and you present it in a good way, then you don't really need to do the whole aggressive selling. You can literally say, all right, A or B.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They're almost already bought in, you know?
Yeah.
You just got to basically just open the door and close it for them versus like kick it open and slam it behind them. You know? But I think Alex Hormozy was saying that too. And, you know, me getting into sales too, especially starting a business, a lot of people knew who I was. So my close rate was like 80%.
Yeah.
Like we were closing pretty much everybody, you know, which is high.
Feels great.
For ours. So, but he's like, you don't know how good of a salesperson you are until it's a cold lead. Like they don't know who you are. He's like, you don't train sales for them saying yes. Yeah. You train for them saying no. Like how do you follow up with that? You know? And so
objection handling is huge. Yeah.
And that was an interesting concept. I was like, no wonder mine was really good. You know, because they've been looking at my transformation and testimonial. But in the coaching space, it's the nurture time has extended significantly. I think, and this is my opinion too, this is why school was developed. This is why a lot of these free groups have been developed. Because so many of these high ticket coaches, you know, they're signing people up, but then people are getting burned. They're like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not the results I'm getting for. And we know it's just like dating somebody, right? It doesn't always go good the first time.
Right.
You know, you find somebody else. You know what to look for. But that happens over and over again. People are very hesitant and a little more cautious before they just jump into something. Right. So if you can get somebody into a free group where you're helping them with some like lower tier problems, get them to a point they're like, oh man, I'm getting all this for free. What if I actually paid this person to work one-on-one with me? So it used to be back, you know, when I started, you know, 3 months was kind of like a nurture time that you should be able to close people, just follow-ups, etc. it's like 6 to 12 months now.
Yeah.
And so that's where you got to play the long game.
Yeah, and you guys have a pretty, I'd say, a saturated but unsaturated market, right? There's a ton of people that do what you guys do, but it's a massive market cap to go for, because everyone, for most part, wants to get healthy, or they go through seasons where they want to get healthy, right? Get the body they want. And I think it's like one of those things where, like, if you are really good at what you do, especially in the service space, like, you'll stand out amongst the rest. Yeah. Because I've had so many bad coaches the same way, where I've been in programs that didn't work, where I've done everything. And, Sean, credit to him, local trainer here, Sean France Trading, really good guy. Spent some of the actual, like, and again, all natural, with TRT, and best transformation I've had out of any coach. But he also, he's a little bit more aggressive on calling you out on stuff, and he'll see stuff like, hey, dude, like, stop being a pussy. Or, like, we'll do that, and I'll pay for the in-person trainings, which I think helps a lot. And, like, actually learning how to work out the right way for me has been super helpful. But no, I think you're spot on with the school stuff, and we've been trying to look at a way to do that for us. It's a little tough just because it's like, unfortunately, people don't care that much about water treatment. You have to educate, and right now our client base are people who maybe will get into school community, but they're not spending a lot of time learning. Like, a lot of time it is, we have this pain, this issue we want fixed, help us fix it. Mm-hmm. I think the social media side will be part of that, but especially for, like, the coaching space, I think it's, if you can create a big funnel of free content, build that trust, and absolutely.
Yeah. For us, because it is so large, you have to niche down.
Right.
There was a girl in my first mentorship group. She only works with vegans that are going through menopause, women.
Wow.
That's it.
Super
You
niche.
want to talk about narrowing it down.
How much does she do a month?
I don't know what she's doing now, but I do remember, because we used to talk about the ads thing a lot. Mm-hmm. She's like, I'll help you, kind of show you. That is the cool thing I will say about getting in the right rooms or being in mentorship groups. Yeah, you have your mentor, but you meet some really, really good people that you just want to see each other win, you know? And so we got on a couple of Zoom calls, and she would show me, but she was like, Chris, he goes, this ad stuff, you want it to be good, but it's testing. Mm-hmm. She literally had some sort of reel that she was running ads to. It didn't perform. She turned it off. All she did was, like, change, like, the headline and the captions, and she did $100K a month. Same video.
Wow.
Exact same video, just changed the words, the captions, and, like,
that's crazy.
It just, just cranked.
That's
and,
crazy.
And she said it ran great. I mean, overwhelmingly great is what she said. She was like, I wasn't ready for it.
Wow.
But she handled it, and she ended up, I think, usually a lot of those ads, man, they'll run for a couple months, and then you got to get new creatives or whatever. But a little hack, I don't know if you ever do this. If you go on Meta, there's it's called Ads Library.
Yes, I have gone through there, yeah.
So you can find people in your niche. There's a little hack for you guys. And if you can't see exactly, their target demographics and stuff like that.
Right.
But what you can look at is the ad, the copy. Yep. And if it's been running for over 30 days, then it's probably doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried that. Unfortunately, what I've noticed is the ads are all the same. And every water company, all my competitors are running the exact same ad.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at it, like, okay, I probably run the same ad and get the same type of people in. But then what ends up happening is they start price shopping, and then I'm getting the same people that are going for that same ad.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, with the water treatment, I think I'm in a unique position where a lot of these companies are ran, either they're big multinationals, or they're ran by old plumbers who aren't really trying to get savvy with social. Yeah. So I think if I can crack that code on the marketing and try to create a new avenue for it, and I'm not trying to niche up to more higher end stuff, I think that is going to be the new wave. If I can, again, we'll see. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's going to be the way, because I think right now people who sell water treatment, they sell it as a commodity, and they feel like it's a commodity. I've talked to a ton of dealers who will price shop like crazy. And what's changed my business actually, and this was hard for me to do, but we had a client who was emailing us back and forth, and he's like, listen, man, your systems, I've been doing all this research, blah, blah, blah. Your system is $900 less. He's like, I want to support a veteran-owned business. He's like, I just need you to beat that price, and I can go with you. And he's like, I was like, well, do you have, and I basically emailed back, like, well, then I guess we're not doing business. I was like,
That's not supporting me.
I was like, yeah, well, number one, I've learned, especially in any home service industry, but like the people that want to negotiate price down, you lose your money with them no matter what. Yeah. And then you lose respect on your equipment. And then morally, all my clients have paid that plus more for better systems. So it's like, what would I say to a client that spent $7,000 with me, and then they find out someone else got it for $2,000 less, let's say? Morally, that's not good. Yeah. That compresses my margins like crazy. And that guy that complained is going to be complaining about the entire thing forever. And so then I have to keep going back to their house and comp things. And so it's like, I've just learned that's not the right way to go, especially if I provide them clear value. And what I told them, and I even said, like, listen, I'm not going to drop the price. I said, but what I can do, and this is how I knew, and this is a good litmus test, especially if you guys have someone that drops price, is you don't drop price, you change terms. And I told him, I said, okay, I'm not dropping the price of the system. It's a great thing. But I said, I'll let you choose some of these features. Let me know which one you don't want. I said, we can get rid of the lifetime warranty. I can send one of my junior techs out there. So he's not gonna have been in the field very long. I'll save you on labor. Yeah. And I think I did I took hey, I won't give you the RO system and I'll save you $500 or whatever. And then he just emailed back and was like, no, I just want that price. And I was like, well, I guess we're not doing business. Yeah. Because it's not the same. And I have a price match on my units for that reason, where it's, if you find apples to apples of my units and they're cheaper, then I'll match price. Because I truly believe I have the best equipment on the market. Yeah. Now, it's not the cheapest, but it's the best. And so I let people shop me for 90 days once I get my units. Wow. Yeah. And I'll refund you if you find the same. But you're not going to. I've done the research. I know what I'm offering. So when people come back and I want the cheap, they're like, well, I don't even want to work with you anyway. Because, all my clients now, I made this mistake early on at the beginning because I needed money. Yeah. But now, I get high-end clients who pay what my prices are, and I can actually serve them better. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that business owners, I know they make this mistake because I was making this mistake, is you kind of, for your ego, want to say, oh, I have all these clients. Yeah. But I have less clients. I sell less deals a month now at a higher price point. I make more money on it, which, by the way, I learned this one that Hermosi books. If you want to go through this, if you want to change your pricing, there's a mathematical equation you can use. It's bonkers. It blew my mind when I learned it. And my customers are worth more now. I don't have to work as many people. So now my operational drag has gone down, which is fantastic. And I make more money. So it's a win-win-win. Yeah. And so I kind of want to scale that more. And all my customers are more happy because I'm able to also give them a better service because they're paying for more, right? And I don't think what customers realize, and what I try to tell my owners, is there is a sea of dead companies, especially in water treatment, I'm sure in any industry. Yeah. And those companies are all these smaller companies that just would continue to try to match price, beat price, and go as low as possible. But you can only go so low before you lose all your margin, and then you go out of business. And for me, I want to beat everybody. So for me, I'm going the opposite direction. I have a super high ticket offer now that maybe 3 people will take a year, maybe more, who knows. But if 3 people take that offer, I will be able to outspend every single water competitor I have, and I will be able to scale to the moon. Yeah. And then those people that get that will get, I literally said, what's the most insane thing I can offer somebody? So much so, realistically, only 10% of my client base will be able to get it. Yeah. Because operationally, it'd be too much to handle.
You roll out a red carpet to their door, walking in.
It's crazy. Essentially. Yeah. Yeah. No. It's crazy. Literally, it's the most, we cover everything for you forever. It's insane.
You get what you pay for. I've learned this through many other ways of just trying to, again, everybody wants to save money. I get it. I want to save money too. Last year, we built a detached garage at my house. Yeah. Right? And I was talking to different people. I was like, I don't know how to do this kind of stuff, I have a friend, he does concrete. So I had someone that could extend my driveway, put the slat, all that kind of stuff. And my neighbor, and he apologizes to me every single day now. But he's like, I got this guy. I've seen his work. Oh, no. He does well. He does these refabs on these houses on the lake. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's bring him in. This dude's a little sketch,
When you met him, he was a little sketchy?
Yeah, kind of got some missing teeth and
good. Yeah,
the whole, that, kind of work. Great. Anyways, he's like, yeah, we start talking and I'm like, okay, My neighbor's good. I trust him. So we start talking, and I'm like, how much is this thing going to run me? This is what I'm looking for. This is the size. Nothing crazy. I just, this is it. It'll probably run you about, all in all, and I'm going to overshoot 20 grand. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So he starts working, and, for the first couple weeks, he's there every day. And then I started seeing him being there every day, and nothing else was getting done except, 4 energy drinks within a 6-hour period.
Great.
So
Awesome.
And then he's not coming a couple of times. Long story short, this thing dragged out for about 5 months. And not only did he not finish the job, I called him one day. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he flipped out on me. He was like, what, finish it yourself. So
Jesus.
at least the walls were up, the roof was on.
Lord.
But
did you pay him the $20K at that point?
Yeah,
all down?
Fuck. I gave him partial in the front end, and then, again, this is what happens when you mess with quote unquote crackheads. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Chris, man, just give me a little bit more, to hold me over till next week. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll give him a little bit. And then that's what happened. I ended up paying him. And I took it and ran. And then I ended up having to get 2 other companies to come finish a job for an additional $10,000. So that's what you get for saving money sometimes.
Dude, I had it when I moved to Greenville. And I was kicking myself because I had a quote, and it was a high quote. And I got another quote. It was like half the price. And they said all the right things at the time. And I was like, okay, sounds good. I gave him my measurements that the other guy gave me. Oh, yeah, I think they said it was going to be $4,000. And the other guy quoted me $8,000. And it's the last time I ever go against this again. And I felt so stupid because I was like, oh, yeah, this is like a really good price for what you're offering. Awesome, let's do it. And the moment I said it, I was like, oh, no, I think I might have fucked up. And sure enough, it was horrible. And then they nickel and dimed us and because they have your stuff in their truck, like, oh, actually, it's going to be an additional $4,000. So we ended up paying more than we got initially quoted from the first guy. And they broke stuff. It was horrible. It was a nightmare. So, yeah, that has reinforced my decision that now I go for the best value. I don't go for the best price anymore because it never works out that way because you also have to say, well, who are they hiring? And personal story for my company, why I now even charge even more is my guy, shout out to Kier. I have probably one of the best installers ever right now. Prior to this guy, I went through 4 different people. The first guy just ghosted and chop-shopped my truck. Didn't even show up to his first job. Found it in the hood with 0.
Oh, legit.
Legit, gone. We literally had it was crazy. It was like a PI, and this is like my first install I sold too. Thank God it was a referral that we knew them. Yeah. So we had a little bit of grace on it. But first job ever, he no-shows, and I kid you not, we had to find we had to stalk him on Facebook and find out whose kids were. Go to his kid's house, say, hey, we can't get a hold of this dude. Where is he? And then finally, we get the location of the van. So I can't remember how we found it, but we end up finding it. And then he calls me, hey, man, sorry, I've just been out of it. Is it cool if I still work here? I was like, bro, whoa. No. Fuck off. So that was installer number 1. And then, again, mistake I made. I should have, I spent a lot of money on a new truck. And I wish I would have started with a shitty truck because I was trying to be all fancy and look bigger than I was, right?
Yeah.
And so the truck got chop-shopped, so I had to pay money to get that fixed. And then my next installer was, let's see if I can remember the order they went in. So then my next installer was actually a really good guy, but very unhealthy. So again, I try not to be rude, but I'm big into fitness and health. And one of my core principles in hiring for certain positions is you have to be somewhat healthy. And this kind of reinforced that decision. And his job is moving these tanks. And he had his son that helped him. And I was actually getting a really good deal on him. He was taking a really low rate to help out. And he's a great guy, really, really good guy. And his installs, the problem is his installs weren't that good. They were kind of sloppy, which I guess if you're sloppy, they're going to be too. And he just couldn't handle the tanks. So he no-showed 3 jobs. And so I was like, okay, you got to go. And then my third guy was a young kid who I thought would be good because he was hungry. But then same thing. Now, his actual quality of work was decent. Yeah. But then he was smoking weed out of the truck and the clients knows it. So he had to go. Yeah. Then I got my 4th installer. And I was like, all right, this is the guy. Ironically enough, no teeth. I was a little iffy on him. But he interviewed well. His resume was stacked. He had been a plumber, done a lot of good stuff. and he actually was crushing it. So he comes on, and I was like, okay, maybe don't judge a book by its cover. And for about 3 months, he was rocks. I mean, I'm talking like the work this guy was doing was insane. Like high end plumbing, he made like his plumbing was beautiful, and it was great. He was getting jobs done quickly.
Yeah.
But then I think he had a drug problem, which I should have guessed. He started making money, and then I think got back on drugs, got the thing, and then it just it fell apart. And then I got Kier on to work with him, and Kier crushed it, and Kier's been with me ever since. But I saw how long it took me, probably a year and a half to get like one good reliable installer. So when I know other companies are, selling super cheap, it's coming somewhere. And and I know how hard it is to find good talent, especially in the contracting space.
For sure.
So it's like you're paying for this because you're going to get someone that, one, is respectful of your home, is going to do phenomenal work, is a good person, isn't on drugs, and actually cares about you, and you're getting the highest end equipment on the market, and you're getting the best customer service team on the market, because my customer service staff is amazing. And you're getting unequivocally the best equipment. So it's like you're paying for that.
Yeah.
And I know there's people that go cheaper are going to get hit by these installers, because that's why my next business, I'll never do home service again. I'll never do something with inventory or that deliverability model is horrible.
Or you might be able to like scale yours into a point where now you start teaching other people how to do that business.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's where a lot of people are getting into, because I have people that ask me all the time, like, hey, can you help me with my coaching? And there are a few people that I have, and they've done great.
Yeah.
But it takes time out of my day. It's not really what I do.
Right.
So I might help like one person or something like that if they really want it, but they got to show me
that they want it.
You got it. Yeah. I'm not playing around. Like, I don't got time to like follow up with you and stuff. Like, here, do this. When you're done, come back.
Yeah.
Do this. Come back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna chase you. Because a lot of times these guys don't. First off, they don't have any money.
Right.
To invest in themselves.
Right.
I'm like, I'm fair. I'm cool. All right. Well, you got to do something for me. So we'll figure out something that works both in our favors. You know what I mean? But So I want to switch things before we end this one.
Yeah. Sorry.
With the fitness, have you always been like working out, or is that something recently now? Like,
no,
a coach.
Always. Yeah. Always up and down. So, so in high school, no. So I played varsity tennis growing up. So I was a tennis player. So super skinny, lean, had to gain weight to actually get into the military. And then that's when I got really into fitness, because I was around a bunch of jack dudes all the time. So I was like, I want to be like these guys, and at the time I was super not very confident. And I see my mentor was like super jack dude. He was getting all these girls, and I was like, I want to be like that. So I just got really into fitness then. And then, just kind of continued along that. And I hit like my peak physical thing when I went to the Middle East, because all you had to do was work out.
Yeah.
So got super jacked in the Middle East, and then came to Italy, stayed pretty fit then, lost it in the Pentagon gig, because all I did was sit in a car for 18 hours a day and eat fast food. And then once I got in the military, I really wanted to get back into it.
Yeah.
But hitting your 30s, it's tough.
Yeah. Things shift.
Things shift
around. Hormones change. Digestion changes.
Yeah. Weight stays on more.
Yeah. It's different. Do you see a lot of, parallels from fitness and running business?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think I wish I could marry the two more. I think if you had like a perfect marriage mentally between the two, it'd be like the perfect mentality. Because in fitness, like, you can't get jacked overnight. It takes like a lot of hard work, and you have to do all the right things.
Yeah.
Business is the same way. And like, you can't shortcut it. I would say like there's certain plays you can do that are like a steroid that will like make your business better.
Yeah.
But if you stop being consistent with the business,
you're
going to lose all the gains that you made on it, right? So I think they're like one and the same.
Yeah, I love that.
And I think, honestly, if you're in fitness, you'll probably be better at business too, because you learn like how to do hard things for a long period of time to get to a certain physique that you want.
Yeah.
And if you can just build that skill set, I think not only in business, but in life in general, that's going to serve you so much better. And I've had so many positive reinforcement from the gym, like meeting people like you, and the gym community in general is awesome. And
I think putting yourself in the right spots, man. I think that's why I really enjoy this gym.
Yeah.
Shout out Carolina Iron. This gym has been amazing. Outside of the equipment and just the environment itself, the people. I met you. I met a lot of other people, a lot of business connections too. Yeah. That's just when you start surrounding yourself with the right types of people, it really kind of expands your mind to what's else possible. And everybody's willing to help. All you got to do is open your mouth. Just ask.
Yeah, I think that's like probably the biggest hack that you just said there for people that are trying to be successful is like sometimes you don't even need to do anything other than just get around new people and dump your current circle.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to be successful, just get around successful people. And I'm sure you're the same way. Like I found like the most jack guys here in the gym, if I go and ask them like fitness questions, they're just like, "Oh yeah, please, I'll help. What do you want?
Yeah,
like I'll help you work out." Cool, because they love it, obviously. And I think business is the same way. Like if you go to a successful business owner and you're like humble and you say, "Hey, I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to better my life and I'm trying to like get into something. I'll work for you for free, or can I just pick your brain for like 20 minutes?"
Yeah.
Most business owners will do that. And entrepreneurs, I feel we are in our own little. Unless you're an entrepreneur, you don't understand like the valleys of despair you go through. So it feels very lonely. Yeah. And I think every successful entrepreneur has been in more of those valleys than anyone else.
Yeah.
So they understand that. And I think they want to help you get through it.
Yeah.
That's like with AJ and stuff. Like we always try to talk business. Like, dude, what can I help? Do to help you? Like, it's like, bro, raise your fucking prices. Sorry, Carolina members, but it's like, I'll pay more. Like
we've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it a lot.
Like, I think raise your prices.
So I'm not gonna say whether he is or he's not. That's his call. But
hey, Carolina,
but yeah,
raise your prices.
But it's almost like a different language. There's so many people that are like, oh, people don't understand what I'm going through. You don't understand what I've been through or what's happening in my life. And maybe, but that doesn't mean somebody doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't have to isolate yourself on an island by yourself. Just you got to swim to a different island. So that when I get around people like you, or I go to these like mentorship meetups and things like that, it's just like conversations flow.
Yeah.
And plus we kind of, like you said the other day, you're like, dude, I like nerding out about this stuff. I mean, like you get into it and like, as hard as it is and the struggles that you go through, and some days it emotionally breaks you, like it's a little bit of a toxic relationship because you love it.
It's crazy, yeah.
So
you're chasing the dragon, like, oh, it sucks, but those good days feel so good.
Yeah. So we ride the wave.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And the more entrepreneurs that you can just get around, the community is so important. I love it, and if you can get more people to support each other, the cool thing about business that you start to learn too is like even if you're in the same space, like there's so many pieces of the pie. That like everyone can get a big piece of it.
For sure.
Everybody can eat. And so it's just like, how can I learn how to make the pie faster, really? Yeah. And that's why I love talking to the business owners, because like there's so much stuff that I still need to learn and know. And there's stuff that we've talked about where you talked about, even on this podcast, the way you did the challenge was a little bit, or the scholarship is a little bit different than the way even it's put as a concept in the books.
Yeah.
So it's getting kind of like the actual nitty gritty on how you implement things that like I took from that, like, oh, I could probably do something like that in my business, and the way that you guys did it. So I think it's super important, and I think I don't think everybody should be an entrepreneur, but I do think everybody should do something that they actually want to do. And if they're sitting in a cubicle somewhere hating their life every morning, like you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
You say you don't know what I've been going through. No, probably not. But I can tell you everyone's had stuff in their life. And unfortunately, no one cares. Like it might be controversial to say, but like you got to figure it out. And everyone has had something happen in their lives. Yeah. How you respond to something is what really dictates it. And if you allow it to stop you from doing what you want to do, then you just give it even more power.
Yeah.
We've all had that stuff, I'm sure, where it's just like, if we went into it, it could probably be traumatizing or whatever. But I think if you just get around people that are successful, you'll learn that they've had maybe not the same things. They've had obstacles they had to get through, and they can give you frameworks to get through those obstacles.
Yeah.
And be successful.
I like how you said that too. I think a lot of this whole journey is really finding your purpose, finding through the chaos, finding peace.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, like nobody really cares. Nobody's going to care if you fail, and a lot of people aren't going to care that you succeed either.
No.
Right? I mean, at the end of the day, people are watching from afar. They're looking at it from a different lens. They'll see one day that you just got successful and you're lucky.
Yeah.
Or they see that you failed and you'll be like, I always knew he wasn't going to make it. Yeah. People are going to say whatever they want.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just, put the people that I want in my life currently in this season, I keep those, and we hustle and we drive each other and help each other out. And then from there, but you got to do it for yourself.
Have to.
It's the same thing with like health and fitness. Like you should not be doing this for anybody else but you. Because at the end of the day, like if you work on yourself, you can serve everybody else at a much higher level.
Way better. Yeah.
So
have you heard of like the thing called hedonic adoption? You heard of that also? Basically, it's when as humans, we will get used to everything at some point. So novelty just doesn't last that long. Like, if you ever achieve something great, like I mean, you've probably had some big achievements throughout your life, right? And Tim Grover talks about this in his book a lot, but like success isn't the outcome. Like success and winning is not like the Super Bowl if you're in sports, right? It's everything else you do to get to that point. Because that one moment of winning, it's fleeting, and then it's right back to hell to get back to where you wanted to get to, right? And even in the business, we have these great months. Everything's just great, and then it's back to the fucking shit. Yeah. And hedonic adoption is you get used to the good things. So, for example, if you make $30K a month, well then if that becomes your norm, then that money has no more relevance to you anymore. Yeah. It's like, okay, that is my norm now. You get used to it. So then if you have these like, because I know I thought this way, I'm like, oh, if I start making all this money, I'm going to feel way different. And I remember when I made the most money at the solar company, I definitely felt great when my debt got paid off. Don't get me wrong. There was a huge like, whoo. Yeah. And then I started stacking money. But once I got to the point where my debt was paid off, and I was consistently making that 20, 30K paychecks, I felt the same. I felt exactly the same. Now, I was able to now use them to go do more fun things, which was great. But like my actual well-being, my state did not change. So what that showed me, I was like, shit. If there's stuff that like makes me unhappy, this thing is not going to fix that. Yeah. And I've actually, and I think this is a good gym analogy, I get more enjoyment out of like the actual journey of trying to get to where I want to go. And, you know, I get more from like, oh man, I hit my diet today. I had a great workout today. Yeah. Okay, cool. I feel good about myself now. And then eventually, you know, after 6-7 months, you see like the progress and I'm like, oh, great. But then I'm back to the gym. And I think for business and life, like that's the same type of thing. And I have gotten better at my stress management and I think more effective by now not trying to tailor or focus my success on the end goal and more on like finding enjoyment. I know it's corny, but the journey, right? Yeah. Follow the journey, not destination. But actually trying to live that now has helped out a lot because if I can actually just enjoy like, for example, I made this new sales presentation, which I was putting off forever. Just didn't want to do it, but I got it done and I was like, wow, I feel good about myself now. Yeah. Because I did something I did not want to fucking do. Yeah. And that has taken me a long time to do because I know like every social media person's put out, oh, you got to love the journey, not the destination. That's cool and all. But like, I can tell you for a long time, like, fuck that. I want the fucking destination. Yeah. I want the 6-pack. I want the $1 million. Like, I want my destination. And don't get me wrong. Whoever says like the destination is not sweet is fucking lying to you. Like it's amazing to hit goals. But I did burn out when I, like the Solar Cub's a perfect example. I was trying to hit this really arbitrary goal. And once I hit it, I just learned how arbitrary it was. And then I hit like this huge just dump of like, well, fuck, now what? Yeah. And then that's what actually forced me to say, okay, I actually need to enjoy the day-to-day, which is why I didn't go back into solar. I went to water because I hated selling solar systems. Yeah. You know? Well,
that's why you'll be way more successful in the water system. One, you're in control, right? But two, also, you just when you enjoy it, it doesn't seem the work. You know, it just seems like it's just part of your day to day. Right. Know? There's many DeVito that works up front. Some days I'll leave here. I got here at a little after 6. I won't leave till like 6:37. Some days he's like, damn, bro, like 12 hours. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even really realize it, man. I mean, it's a long day for sure, but it's not something that crosses my mind. Yeah. Because at some point, you'll talk to people and they're like, oh, you're so lucky, or I want to work like you. You don't know how I work. Right. You hate your 9 to 5. We do 5 to 9s every day. Weekends are not off. Yeah. Vacations are, potential.
Do you think part of it though, because, everyone knows if you're in business, you're going to work more than a 9 to 5, right? But
you would hope.
Well, okay, if you want to be successful, if you want to actually be successful, like if you're trying to start a business to not work hours, then you're not going to be successful. Like you're going to work more hours. But I've been thinking about this a lot. Do you think the reason why we can work those type of hours is because selfishly, we know those hours are actually going back into something that we're building? So it doesn't feel like a waste, because I almost wonder if why the 9 to 5 is such a grind is because you're putting time and effort into somebody else's dream or somebody else's business that you have no equity on. You don't get to see anything from it. So you literally are just putting your fucking life force, I guess, into nothing. Whereas in a business, every action you do, it builds upon your thing.
Yeah, it compounds. Yeah, 100%. I think it's just a lens that you look through. You know? I heard this, there's some, man, I wish I remember what podcast it was. But this person was talking about how you can take a picture of like, the moon, right? Like a full moon. You could take a picture and then you can look at the picture and say, man, this picture doesn't do justice of what it really was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's because you're looking at it through a different lens.
Right.
But like through the naked eye, you see how magical this is. So when I look at somebody's physique or when you look at your own body, you see what's really magical and what you're building there.
Yeah.
Versus like just the work and the hustle and grind. No, there's something that you're building an empire.
Yeah.
And so I look at it like that, where there's something that I'm building and I'm working towards, and it's something that I'm doing. No one's doing this for me, And I think part of that ownership makes you drive and work harder. I think there is a little bit of letting people down and fear of failure and some doubt like mixed in there as well. But every time you just get that little win, or you finish a little sales presentation, that's all I need. Yeah. That's all I need to be like, no, we're doing it. We're doing something good. And then you get some good feedback and you're like, oh, okay, like this is something special. And you like over the time, over the years that you continue building, you start like creating this thing, and it's like a kid. I mean, you hear people say it's like your business is like your child. Like you're feeding it, you're nurturing it, you're training it to be something that's
it back talks you and something like that.
Yeah, sometimes
smack your business around a little
bit. But yeah, I mean, for me, I've never been. I wasn't in the military, but I'm not scared of working.
Right.
Hard work.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't the best in school.
Yeah.
I scratched by, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
But I care about this.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, right?
And outside of just like, we're here sitting talking business, making money is cool and stuff. But when I can impact somebody's life, that gives me a way better high than, you write me a check.
That's a good point. I think that's actually that shifted me for water was we had a client, and I was the sales guy at the time, and I was new in the industry, but she was spending like $3,000 a month because her daughter, she's probably like 6 years old, had eczema issues and psoriasis issues like crazy. And one thing about water treatment is in certain states, you can actually use it as a write-off because it can actually help psoriasis and eczema issues. And so I told him, I was like, listen, I'll be straight up. I don't know if it's going to fix this, but hopefully it'll help. Yeah. The water's terrible out here. It doesn't help. So they got the system. She called me 2 weeks later, just bawling her eyes. I'm like, oh my God, her condition's completely fixed. Like it's completely going away. Everything's great. And I was like, and that was with no creams, no dyes. And like, I try to tell people all the time, like, do you realize how much your water affects your skin and your hair? Yet, you see, it's kind of like with the Pfizer commercials trying to peddle medicine to you that you probably don't need. I see it all the time with psoriasis and eczema medications or these things where it's like, maybe we just clean up what's getting put on your skin. And sure, there probably are some chronic conditions where you absolutely can't get rid of it. Yeah. But it's like you'll be at less risk of getting diabetes if you stop drinking a liter of cola every day. Yet you'll shower in a shower with an oxidative chemical that that's a transdermal. Chlorine goes right into your skin, into your bloodstream. Mm-hmm. You don't swim in a pool every day, yet you're still exposing yourself to these really harsh chemicals every day. So
that's an interesting concept because once you get in a pool and you swim for a while, what do you want to do? You want to shower. Yeah. You want to get the chlorine off. You feel kind of like either dry, irritated. Yeah. That's a good perspective. I'll say that because when you first told me what you're doing, I was like, water, like Spartanburg, Greenville water. Like what are you pumping on? That's the first thing I thought of. And then when I started looking, I was like, oh no, this is something different. It's I think a lot of it's a commodity, just like our work is also it's an extra, but there's people that see a ton of value in that. Yeah. I got friends, they will not drink out of a bottle of water. Yeah. Like if it doesn't come in a glass, a glass container, they don't mess with it.
Well, and until you switch, like my wife was super skeptical and I was a little skeptical at first, but once you live with a unit, you're never going to want to go back to normal water. Like, cause then you actually feel the difference because we get used to stuff. Like, your body, it's adaptable. Like you can eat Takis every single day, and the first 2 weeks or first couple of days, you're going to probably be shitting your brains out. But if you're eating Takis every day for a month, eventually your body's going to be like, all right, well, I guess I eat Takis now. Yeah. Right? Like your body's going to adapt. So, but probably not the best for you. It's like now that I've been on like a good diet with my trainer, like really like dialed in, now my body wants healthy food. Like I want to eat like my chicken and my rice and my steaks and the stuff. And when we go out on the weekends, I if I have like something off plan, and I try to stay now I try to stay as close on plan for this reason.
Yeah.
If I go like a little off crazy with something like greasy, like I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the toilet. Like, it's like my body like is rejecting it now. So it's the same thing for the water, which is I try to tell people that, you know, like I know it sounds crazy because you've been, you know, probably drinking out of this and showering it in your whole life, but once you make that switch, you're never going to go back.
Yeah.
You'll never go back. So that's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then learning about business and meeting people like you. And I think that was where it becomes fun for me. I'm super competitive, and business becomes kind of like a game in a way.
Yeah.
Of like, how can we best play the game? And that shift has made it more fun for me. Of like, okay, I need to beat these levels. Because I was a nerd growing up. I like video games. Like, how can I beat this level? How can I beat this boss? And then the money is just like, for me, I like watching numbers on the screen go up. So for me, it's like, that's my high score. Like, how can I just get higher scores? And but yeah, I wanted to ask you a question because you are mainly into fitness and something that I struggled with growing up, or even getting fit. How do you? And maybe there's a parallel in business here, but how do you combat like people that gets like where you're at, super fit, competed, to deal with like the body dysmorphia, or like saying, oh, this is a good enough, or there is no good enough, or not trying to push it too hard, or someone may look totally fine, but then consistently there's like, oh, I need to get bigger and bigger, or more jacked, or
that's
unsafe.
That's a hard one, man. I think everybody has some sort of level of body dysmorphia.
Right.
I will say, going into competing, and then even at a pro level, which I got to, the standard is different. Right. We know we can't keep that conditioning. You just can't. It's unhealthy. It's going to wreck your hormones. Like, we need to eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just burn yourself out and kind of burn from both ends of the stick.
Yeah.
So, you know, you do reverse back. Now, everybody's kind of different, but going into competing and working with multiple coaches, you know, with bodybuilding, it's very rigid. You know, egg whites, oatmeal, chicken, rice. Like, you don't steer off from that very rarely. You know, maybe a cheat meal here and there if you even get those. So you're kind of on this plan and learning and watching your body change, which is great. But you start to correlate, I have to eat like this to look like this.
Right.
And so for you to stop competing and say, do I still have to eat like this if I still want to look good? That's a danger zone. I had a hard time with that because I was like, you know, I'm a pro now, so I got to keep a standard look.
Right.
And I got to make sure that I'm holding, you know, some sort of conditioning. So once I decided, okay, I'm going to take some time off, I don't want to compete anymore, it was literally like dipping my toes into different foods, just trying, testing things, like what responded well to me.
Do you feel like the if it fits your macro philosophy, like if you can build, do you think it's better to like go super crazy hard, build your physique to a position where like you look really good, and then just maintain macros and that'll maintain it, or is that not true at all?
No. I think food quality does matter.
Yeah.
Just like water matters.
Sure.
You know, the pH in your water, the cleanliness of it as well. Because you could say, that was a big one if it fits my macros. People were eating Skittles. Oh, I got extra carbs.
Right.
You know, or just like highly processed cereals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that will change the look. Right. So I think there's levels, right? I use this example because, again, I had a friend that was pouring concrete for, you know, driveways and all that kind of stuff. I was like, think of it this way. I was like, you want to do just macros? You got a truck full of cement, just pour it. Just pour it down.
Gotcha.
Will it make it down where it needs to go? Probably. It'll be a little messy on the edges. It'll probably crack because you don't have the framework up. You know what I mean? So it's not going to look pretty.
Gotcha.
Right? But if you want to actually eat quality food, and it doesn't, I like to do like a 90-10 kind of split. So 90% of the time I'm trying to stick with more whole, healthy foods. Think of that, putting, your wood bars up, you're framing things, and then you let it dry and set. You're going to look way better, and you're going to feel way better too.
Right.
And it's easier to handle that way.
Yeah.
But once you get your body to like a decent body fat percentage, a good body comp, it's a lot easier to maintain.
Gotcha.
So for me, like, I have kind of what I eat, what I enjoy eating. And that's the key, dude. Like, find something healthy that you enjoy. Dieting is not dieting anymore.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle,
Exactly.
When you get tired of it, switch it up, So I find the things that I like the majority of the day. And then at the end of the night, my last meal, I typically eat whatever I want.
On the last meal of the day.
So I don't overindulge. You know,
Sure.
I have a normal portion meal. And sometimes it is just like some salmon, some rice, some veggies. And then other times I'm going and having sushi.
Right.
Or, you know, rarely will I do pizza. Once I turn 30, dude, cheese and dairy don't do me too well.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
certain things I kind of shift away from, but like, you know, burgers, fries,
Yeah.
like I eat that kind of stuff. But again, it's not every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So, but if you can find, and this is my thing for a lot of our clients too, if you're constantly finding urges or you're wanting to binge on certain things, your plan is too restrictive. We need to give you a little bit of something, right? We had a client that, you know, she ended up dropping 20 pounds in 3 months, but we set her up on a good plan. About 2 weeks in, she's like, Chris, I just started getting these like really sweet cravings at the end of the night. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, how's the rest of the plan? That was great. It's perfect. I mean, it works with my schedule. I can eat it. I don't have no problems. But just at night, like I just want something sweet. I was like, what are you craving? She's like, ice cream. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, let's try to figure something out. So I kind of restructured her plan and I gave her like a little ice cream cone every night.
Nice.
Every night. And she was like, that's all I need. I'm good.
Yeah.
And she dropped 20 pounds on that.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah.
So again, the majority of her day, she's
Healthy,
on point, healthy, you know, good whole sources of food. And then a little ice cream cone, dude, you're fine.
So I have a question. So this has helped me a lot with my schedule. And I don't know, and this is more into like the deep part of the fitness, like digestion. So one thing that I found that worked out really well for me, because I am so busy, is on my plans, it's normally a 5-meal split.
Okay.
Which I actually enjoy. Like the plans, these healthy plans are fine for me. And when I go on weekends, if I have to cheat, I try to find like for example, like a Dave's hot chicken. I'll try to at least get chicken.
Yeah.
Something that's, you know.
It's got protein.
It's got protein. And then I won't eat the bread. I'll eat the bread eaten, right? But what I found, like, what can really set me apart is like we get meetings all the time and we do all these things. So it's like, unless I'm home, doing the 5-meal thing can be tough. And especially when we're trying to move, like deep work is super important. So what I've done, I don't know if this is the right thing to do, is I'll do my first meal of the day is always on plan, which is like protein shake, some almond butter, and I think a little bit of honey in the morning. And then it's supposed to be a steak and then a chicken. So it's a steak with veggie, chicken with rice, and then the last 2 meals are just non-carb for right now. Okay. But what has helped me to try to hit these macros that I need to hit is protein, shower, whatever, a pound of the beef, a lean ground beef, just to get my 100 grams of protein in, and I can just, you know, put the veggies, do it with romaine lettuce. Yeah. So I still hit that. Okay. And I'm all right. I'll take me probably 30, 40 minutes to eat it while I'm working. Yeah. Then next meal, do either like 12 ounce or 18 ounce of chicken or another pound of beef. And now I got because I have to hit, for me, I have to hit like 200 grams of protein plus a day, but like almost no carbs. It's like, I think my carbs are 80 grams, I think, or maybe they're 90 grams for the day. Yeah. And calories are 2,000 calories on my low days, and high days is like 2,300. So by doing that, I hit my main protein goals, and I still have calories to spare. And then at night, I'm able to be a little bit flexible. But mainly for me, if I don't do that, I miss meals.
Because you get caught up.
Get caught up in work. Yeah. And then I come back and I'm starving. I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to throw two meals together. Or I don't eat, and now it's 6 o'clock, my wife's cooking dinner, and it's like, well.
Yeah. You
know,
you got to sabotage yourself at that point.
I'm like, this amazing dish that's sitting in front of me. All right, well, I guess I'm eating that now. So I wonder what your thought process is on that, because I know potentially could be digestion issues or you don't get all the protein out of it, but I wonder just kind of what your thought process is, and maybe if there's other business owners out there that are busy, how they kind of hack that.
I mean, anytime we work with clients, because we deal with a lot of business owners and, you know, busy professionals, realtors, their schedules are all over the place. So we always we actually start time blocking with our clients. So we'll say, okay, what time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? Yeah. All right, let's fill in the gaps. And then we'll kind of plug in like where, you know, if they want to do 3 meals, 4 meals, 5 meals. At the end of the day, the science shows that it's not that significant whether you're doing 2 meals a day or you're doing 8 meals a day. Gotcha. It doesn't matter. As long as you're getting the calories and the protein in, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Do I think at some point it will stress your digestive system? For sure. Sure. Right? I mean, if you're trying to jam, you know, 1,200 calories per meal, yeah, that could get a little harsh. Right. But again, now if you were competing, I would say, yeah, no, we need to break those things up. We just want to be as efficient as possible. Gotcha. But from like a lifestyle perspective, it's all about, you know, creating something that is cohesive with your lifestyle, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
You can't take a bodybuilder's plan and give it to a business owner. They'd be like, Chris, dude, I said my life is busy. I don't need it to be busier. I respect it, right?
Yeah.
So we have to find the hacks, whether you're getting meal prep company to, cook your meals, getting your food cooked in bulk, or you do it if you got the time and you want to do it, throw it in a crock pot.
That's what I mean?
It's
the best things, yeah.
You just walk away,
Yep.
come back, shred it up, and space it out how you want. But it's just being efficient with that. I think for you, like doing that, I would probably say I wouldn't do red meat for both, just because, I just think that would be, with red meat, it takes a little bit longer to break down and digest as well. So
that makes sense, yeah.
Make one of them like chicken, or even fish is a lot lighter, easier.
Yeah, Sean's gonna be mad if he hears that because he's like, dude, just follow the fuck. Just do the chicken. I've had these conversations.
I'm helping you out, man. I'm getting the truth.
We'll talk, and I'll talk to Justin because he's such a good coach. It works so well with me. But there's times I'm like, hey man, I did this. Like bro, I was like, yeah, I think we had the same similar conversation. Like, yeah, I just ate 2 things of beef. It's like that's fine that you ate. You put ate them. Like, bro, like, why don't you eat the fucking stuff I put on the plan? Eat the fucking plan. Stop fucking
There's
making
a plan
it
for a reason.
Eat the fucking plan. I'm like, I know, and I'm so hard headed sometimes. Like I am a what's the word I'm trying to say? If I'm a routine guy, like I gotta be if I'm a routine, I'm great. Yeah. If any breaks the routine, I get fucked. And so now I've gotten better at like buying in bulk. I'll cook all my chicken in bulk.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that, it's so easy to stay on plan. But the moment you don't, like I've learned, if I don't prep for the week prior or whatever, it's like.
Yeah, I have to. You gotta set some boundaries. I mean, that outside of fitness in your life, you gotta set boundaries for yourself to make sure that you're still fueling and taking care of yourself.
Right.
At some point, you're gonna burn out if you don't. You know what I mean? So if that means you gotta take 15 minutes out of your day to sit down and eat, like do that. If you can't, that's okay. Get a shake until you can eat. You can get a little bit of protein just to hold you over.
Right.
Because you just never want to get to a point where you're starving.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, all right, Domino's, what's up?
What's
y'all doing?
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
He's gorge.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't nothing for me to eat a whole large.
You know what? This happened to me the other day. I was on plan and I hit all my macros. I thought I was actually full. Like I felt good. And we made a pasta dish. This was last night. And I actually cooked it. So I was like, oh, let's go. So it was just a shrimp and pasta dish. Yeah. And I, specifically did a little bit of pasta because I didn't want to destroy my carbs. And I just picked out the shrimp and put like a shrimp bowl for me. And I started eating it. And when I started eating the carbs, immediately my body was like cravings through the roof. Like I felt like I was starving. I went from feeling fine to the moment I had that first bowl, I felt like I was starving. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I wanted to just destroy that entire pot. I didn't, but I looked at it and I was like,
you hear that, Sean? No.
I didn't. Yeah, I was proud of myself. I was like, I literally went there and I put my fork in the pot, started eating it. And I was like, nope, stop. Put it in a bowl, put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Like, good. Yeah. But literally it was like I just tasted like crack or something. I was like, I need that whole pot right now.
Yeah, yeah. It will. I mean, those types of carbohydrates will send signals to your brain to like want more. That's why like most people, you could eat a large bag of potato chips, but if I gave you like 5 whole potatoes,
right?
Who's going to eat 5 whole potatoes?
Right.
Probably not. But I, especially when, because I'm assuming you guys are like in a cutting phase.
Right. Yeah.
Having a good nighttime routine and a time you're going to sleep is mandatory. Because if you are someone that just kind of, you stay up late and you start watching TV and things like that, you're going to want to snack.
Right.
Yeah.
This
is and we're actually talking about this with our clients too. If you're eating food, you should not be looking at your phone or watching TV. It is a distraction and you'll be able to eat more than what you should be eating, So I tell people just like, be in the moment, eat your food. It'll fill you up a little bit more.
Interesting.
Yeah. But having that time that you're cut off, you go to sleep, that'll save you. I mean, I've been times.
So many calories.
Yeah. Because I've gone in my kitchen at the end of the night because I'm kind of hungry and I'll open up all my cabinets, close them back up. I'm like, why do you torture yourself like that?
Yeah.
So yeah, just have a solid routine, that'll save you a ton of headache and just like stress because when you're dieting, you will get hungry. There's no way around it. Like you will, unless you want to. And I'm not going to open up the conversation of some of these GLP-1s, but
right. Oh my God. Yes.
But again, that's having a routine is the key piece because just like business, you need systems, you need structure, you need a schedule. Your health needs the same. Your lifestyle needs the same. boundaries equal freedom.
Right.
It's not to constrain you, it's to make you more efficient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, why not take those kind of same concepts and apply it to your life? There's a lot of people that are really good at their job, not so good at fitness. Or there's people that are really good at fitness and not so good at the job. You have the traits. You just have not been able to take them and implement them in a different fashion.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you say that. It's that implementation is so key because, and if you're like watching this or listening to this and you're like, oh, I want to start a business, but I need to learn all this stuff first. Yeah. This is like a perfect example of why that's not true. Because I read before I actually was like, so I started the business, but then me and my wife went on a vacation for about 35 days. Came back and the business was starting. So during that time, I just was reading books and learning just as much as I could because I didn't want to fail. The problem is I didn't have any context to apply any of that information. It's kind of like with my workouts and the diet. Like I still have to do it and see how it works to get context. And what's I've learned is I had to still make some of the same mistakes in the books. And then I went back to the books and read them after I've had some battle scars and been through the trenches. It's like, oh, now I see why this makes sense. Or this is how I can apply this now. And I think too many people want to like know everything before they start something. And I think you should try to fail fast. Like fail fast, fail up, because you'll learn more by doing it. Like with the sales, I've learned more because obviously I read books about sales, but there's so many people that will spend tons of money for sales training, which can be very, very, very useful. But as like an individual contributor, like you can learn a lot from YouTube and just getting the reps in.
For sure.
And practicing. And same thing for working out. You got to
just dig in the weeds. You got to get in there.
You got to do the bench press. You know?
Yeah.
Which, speaking of lifts, Sean is I'm glad he's put me on the Smith machine squat. I used to hate it, but now it saves me. I got the weak legs. That's enough.
Listen, we're in a gym, and there is a lot of bodybuilders in here, a lot of big people. How many of them have you seen do free weight barbell squats?
None. You know what I've also learned? Because Sean's a bodybuilder, and this hit home for me. I've been working out since I was 18. Mm-hmm. Until I worked out with Sean, I don't think I actually ever really knew how to properly work out. Because my first time, and I think he did this on purpose to fuck with me. So, Sean, this was kind of rude of you, but he gave me my plan. And I remember I texted him like an idiot. I've regretted this text to this day. I was like, well, this doesn't look very difficult because it wasn't that many exercises. And this was when we first started working together. And there were 2 sets. Every exercise was 2 sets. Now they're not like that, but, and I was like, 2 sets? How am I going to get a good workout with this? And I was working out on my own for the first 4 weeks. I was like, oh, this is easy. Or first 2 weeks, I was like, this is easy. And like, oh, cool. You ready to do an in-person workout? I was like, yep, let's go. Yeah. And we did the same routine in-person workout. He showed me how to actually lift like a bodybuilder. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Because I didn't realize how, granted, the weights I was lifting, we probably dropped it by about 40% than what I was lifting. And it smoked me. Yeah. Because of now you're going to lift it with your actual muscles. You're going to be concentrated the whole time during the lift. You're not going to rush these lifts. Like it's going to be focused and controlled, full range of motion, every single lift. Yeah. And he's like, all your lift weights are going to go down dramatically, but you're going to be crushed. And, sure enough, we started getting results. Yeah. And I think that was the biggest, and because even look at here, all the jack dudes, I rarely see them doing massive lifting. It's, some of these guys are super strong, so they will, but
it's controlled. Everything's controlled.
Everything's so controlled. Yeah. And I love being in these environments because, like I told Sean, I was like, listen, I'm not trying to be a professional bodybuilder, but I would like to get show ready at some point. Yeah. For just men's physique, the Ryan Terry division. I was like, that's the physique I want. If I want to look like Ryan Terry at some point or close to it. So, and being in this environment and seeing how people do, and that's why I wish if you can invest in knowledge, like we said, it's the biggest thing because, again, I've been doing the wrong thing. Yeah. From people that look good, but none of them are professional lifters, right? They're meatheads in the military. Yeah, yeah. Come here and learn from people that know what they're talking about. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, and like you said, these people here, they're more than happy to help you just by asking a question. Oh, yeah. But when you invest into a coach or a mentor, just time collapses everything that you could be figuring out on the way. Mm-hmm. You could have pulled that plan probably from people say, oh, I use ChatGPT or go on YouTube. Sure, you can pull workouts from there, but are you lifting it right? Right. Are you doing it correctly? Are you tracking your weights? These sort of things, it does not say that. So it's just the fine print that's not shown that's really going to take you from here to there. Well,
I don't know about you, but I need a kick in the ass too. I need accountability. Like I need to know I'm checking in with somebody every week.
Yeah, everybody does.
Because if I don't, like I'll eat fucking Twix bars and.
Well, think about the pasta thing you were talking about. If you didn't have to go back to your coach and say, "Damn, dude, I messed up," you probably would have ate the pasta.
Honestly, yeah. If I know, if I knew. Yeah, and especially because like, you see the progress too, and like I don't want to ruin that, but yeah, if I'd have anyone else I had to report to, in the coming weeks, that whole pot would be stuffed. I'd be sitting here bloated as hell right now.
Yeah, accountability is everything, dude. We tell people that all the time because listen, now you have full access to everything. You have YouTube, ChatGPT, Google. I mean, people are just giving away free programs left and right, which is their way of building rapport.
Yeah.
If there's so much free information out there, why are we getting worse in obesity rates and overweight, right? Why would things be going the other direction when all this information is available, right? Information doesn't mean that you're going to take it and actually apply it. And most people don't know how to take information and apply it to their lifestyle.
Right.
Because they'll be looking at bodybuilders, if that's what you want to be. Oh, this person's eating 8 times a day. Well, they also don't know you got a wife, you got kids, you got a business to run. These people eat, sleep, and train. That's all they do.
That's it.
So it's easy for them. You can't do that.
Easy relative.
Yeah.
Easy relative. Time. I say allocation of time is easier.
Yeah.
As far as what they have to focus on, but I wouldn't say it's easy.
Yeah. No, I mean, but you can, if you want it bad enough, you can do it. I tell people that. Yeah. When I was training to turn pro, I was getting ready for nationals. I had a coach. I was working full time in the restaurant. I was going to school full time and then training twice a day. Sleep was on the bottom of the barrel for me. It was very minimal. Fortunately, like for me, I was able to like take like a little break from the restaurant, run to the gym that was 5 minutes away, get it in and run back. And, that was enough for me to push through, and I turned pro that year.
That's awesome.
So not only did I just turn pro, like I won my whole class and the overall.
Wow.
And that was over 140 guys.
Must be a pretty good feeling.
It was a great feeling.
Yeah.
And a little funny story, because I was thinking about this when we were talking earlier. I remember winning that, and it was probably one of the highest times of my life I felt. And after you finish a show, you have to stay because they want to do an overall picture with all the classes. I remember sitting backstage. It's late. Dude, the show is big, so it's almost midnight, which also I knew the only place I was going to be open is like a Waffle House or something. But regardless, I'm sitting backstage, and I don't know who it was. One of the guys that was working in the back, he's like, You won your pro card? I'm like, yeah, dude. Heck, I'm on like this high. He's like, that's what's up, dude. He's like, you ready to go back to your old life tomorrow? And I just looked at him and I was like, you're an asshole, bro. But you know what? That was the realest thing anybody said to me that night.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow, nothing changed.
Yeah.
People congratulate social media, but like my lifestyle never changed. I went back to the restaurant. I went back to just training like I normally train. I mean, it's not like, oh my God, I landed this like, NFL contract or something.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding's a whole different ball game. It's a great platform, but you'll never build like a career through bodybuilding.
Right.
Only like the 2-3% at the top are making like some serious money.
Like the C-bums and the...
Yeah. And even C-Bum's smart. He was able to build his business with his platform.
Right, exactly.
Most people, they let that slip because they're riding the high of being like, I'm a champ, I'm winning shows.
Yeah.
You better take that thing and you better use it now.
Do something, yeah.
People are watching you. People want to be you right now. But, my dad always says, you the new Ferrari now. You're going to be the old Ferrari later. You know what I mean?
It's everything's in cycles, right? And that's why you shouldn't get caught up on whatever else wants you to do. Like, because, you're going to have hot seasons and slow seasons. And like you said, you have to do it for you. Because if you do it for the outside validation, people just don't care enough.
Yeah.
Right? You get your pro card, good for you. But you talk to like the average person, cool, whatever. Yeah. Especially in America, the average person is like obese.
Yeah.
So they're going to say, oh, you got your pro card. Okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's great for clients. I think client acquisition, that's phenomenal. But at the time, I think we over-index how that good feeling is going to feel.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's you work. If you think about it, like you work so hard for that one moment, and that moment is glorious, right? It's an endorphin, serotonin dump of just like, oh, I did this hard thing.
Yeah.
But then that's it. Like you said, you go back to the restaurant, you go back to your normal day to day. So what really was the win?
Yeah.
Probably the fact that you got to become the person that got to achieve it. and now you keep that forever. I think that's what really is what winning is. And I try to keep that frame all the time now, especially when like things are tough in the business, especially because there's moments where you don't even know if you're going to make it to tomorrow, and you're like, you know what, if I can make it through this, then that's going to make me, even if I fail, it'll make me to somebody that can probably achieve something better and bigger. And if I can get through the day, I can go to bed feeling good about the work I did today.
Yeah.
And I think that can help you sustain, because those moments are rare, right? You get it for a second and then it's, now what?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like, what's the next move now?
And look at Seabum, what? He has like the record, right?
Yeah.
Give it 10 years.
Yeah. It'll be
Arnold.
hard for people to like break stuff like that. But I think for me, as now, because I look at things a little bit different, outside of just winning competitions, I look at what have you built in your life?
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
He has taken his platform and just, supplement brand, and I don't know if he's part owner or he bought Gymshark and then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now he's got a coaching app that apparently he's had for a while, but they're expanding on. But none of that would mean anything without his status.
Right.
Him just slapping his name on something is validation now at this point, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't take his stuff, but physique wise and just mentality wise, I am impressed for sure. He's
Yeah, and I think, what I take away from the Seabum story is just like, he did something extraordinary. And I think that's what is getting content so terrible now, is that everyone wants to be the influencer or have that type of influence without being influential and not actually like achieving something that people should aspire to be. You see little viral clips of like, oh, that was a cool word track, especially in like the sales environment. And like, oh, I can teach you how to make $1 bajillion in sales if you buy my course.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I actually built a sales course for water treatment, but I've stopped. I haven't released it yet, and I was going to charge for it, but I'm probably going to release it on school for free. Yeah. For that whole reason of being like, okay, I need to prove that like, yeah, I know I can sell water and I've made a ton of money, but I actually want to prove that I can build a big ass business on it.
Yeah.
And I think that has shifted the way I do the content now. Before I wanted to do like more like, oh, let me train on certain things because I feel like I had knowledge to do it. But then I look at like holistically, I'm like, well, what have you actually accomplished? I've done 30K. I think the solar thing was the biggest one, but that wasn't my company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and it wasn't just me, right? Obviously I was leading that charge, but I had a great team under me that we helped build it. So now that I'm in this seat, I try to not say, oh, this is how things should be done or work, because I need to prove it first on my thing. And I think for you too, us collectively, like the bigger we can build our proof of we build this big thing, then the more influence we'll be able to have and help more people, because we actually, we say we've done it. And then honestly, I think it'll be less stressful. Instead of if people try to say, well, this doesn't work, it's like, that's cool. Maybe it won't work for you, but I can show with unrefutable proof that what I have done does work. And so for the things that I'm doing in my water company, I haven't even I won't talk about them publicly in a lot of detail until I make sure they work. Yeah. Because it's a departure from what works now in the industry. I just have some fundamental beliefs that the way it works in the industry now, it's not going to last in the way that the culture is moving. Yeah. With moving virtually and online and stuff like that, and the way we sell water, I think is outdated. Yeah. Pretty much everyone sells it the same way. So I truly believe I'm putting a big bet that in the next 2 to 3 years, this is going to be like the standard. Yeah. And I think we'll be able to take a lot of market share from some big companies, but I could be wrong.
You never know.
So I think
outside of the box.
So documenting, I think, will be better. So if it fails, it'll be entertaining for people. Like, he failed. You suck. Yeah. And if it succeeds, then people can see the thought process.
There's something in that. I mean, there's a lot of people, they ask me, like, they see me coaching other coaches. And I think that's my... Do I know what I'm doing? Sure. Do I know everything? Of course not. I mean, I would always be learning. But I feel like for me, I need to, and maybe I'm wrong, I need to hit this like certain income for me to feel qualified to teach other people how to do this. Because, actually one of the first guys I helped out, and he paid me. We got him up to almost 20 grand recurring a month. And then he went and worked with other mentors. That was kind of always the plan anyways. But, you know, and I've worked with other people, helped them and get a handful of clients and things like that. So like, do I know how to do it? Sure.
I think that's enough proof you need though.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's
if
just
you, like if you get testimonials like, hey, because then the ad copy is just, hey, we help so-and-so make $20K a month. We can help you too. That's pretty convincing.
Yeah. Because I will say this, I am very like, even being in Jason's mentorship group, I met a lot of cool people. And one of the kids, he was just starting. And he was like, dude, you mind if we like jump on a call? I'd love to just ask you questions. I'm like, yeah, dude, sure.
Yeah.
And I helped him. We had a couple calls together. And he's like, dude, I want to say like, I think Jason's group is great, but they kind of put us more in pods.
Gotcha.
Versus like a ton of like one-on-ones. The one-on-ones are every, 4 weeks, once a month or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's like, I get way more value talking to you because you kind of give me more detailed things to implement on. Versus
kind of
like,
in it.
Yeah. So like, I think there is a space for someone that's like that. But yeah, it's been something that crossed my mind. It's been for a long time. Again, there's people in our space, dude, that are, and you're talking about, this is online fitness coaching, which people used to joke like, oh, you're a trainer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this guy, he is pulling in, well, hell, my first mentorship group, there was this chick, dude, she was doing almost $300,000 a month.
Good Lord.
Online.
Niche down or just?
Only women. I mean, that was the one thing. Only worked with women. Her whole team was nothing but women.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that, but like predominantly pretty general health stuff.
Gotcha.
I don't know if she ever niched down more. I think maybe she got in the market at a good time.
I wonder how was she just like super jacked?
No.
What was her really?
Not really. Just like in shape. Yeah. It was really wild. I mean, you'd be surprised. There's some people that are not that in shape and they got some pretty crazy businesses, which is, I'm over here like, man, why am I struggling so much? You know, I got these triceps and like,
there's always, and isn't that the craziest thing? But as long as you don't bitch about it, like you know that, okay, there's something that they're doing that we just don't know. And we got to figure that part out. Like, what is it about what she's doing? Why she is it just the ad copy? Like the more I look at it, I'm like, and this is really hard for me to do, but it's like, if you can actually niche down the right way and make all of your marketing for that niche, it logically, it has to work better, right? You know, if it's like hey, I only work with clients who make $200K a year, I'll transform your body.
Yeah.
You are going to get people that you can probably charge a premium for. And then if you deliver for it and have testimonials, then great. But yeah, it's... I
know Alex Hormozy talks about that. It's like, outside of just calling out your avatar, calling out who you don't want.
Go
ahead and like knock them out, which is always hard for anybody. But like I said, I think his name's John Madden. And I want to say his last name. Anyways, he used to be a ex-NFL athlete. He coaches high-level entrepreneurs. His ad copy is specifically like, you're a guy that wants to get shredded like a god. You got to be making a minimum of $150,000 a year, willing to invest into yourself, full guarantee and everything. But dude, you want to talk, but in his copy, he talks about who he doesn't want.
Right.
And some people, like, of course, would be like, dude, you're so arrogant. Like, why would you only want to help the rich and the wealthy and things like that? But he has crafted a program, and dude, he crushes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's doing a couple six figures every month.
Yeah, it's just scary to do. But I think that's why you have to do it, right? We talked about the fear thing, right? I think you got to do it. It's not, the fear is just in the unknown. And once you know, it's not that bad. And like that right now, like tonight, we're implementing our first new process that we did in the company with the ultra high ticket offer. And I'm scared because we, added more services, which are raising our prices, and we're changing our avatar a bit. And we're now doing the exclusions a bit where we're like, hey, if your home value is under this, or you're only looking for this type of system, like we're not for you anymore. Yeah. Where before we were still trying to kind of win that business to keep cash flow. So it's going to be tough. Like, it's scary. Like, I'm legitimately scared to make a super ultra high ticket offer that has never been made before.
But it's kind of scared and exciting. I think that the terminology can be intertwined because, even what you're charging now, at some point, I'm sure you're like, ooh, that's might be a little much. But when people start saying yes, you're like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Full transparency. Like, I train people here in person, and they're basically like paying for my time. Obviously, my attention. I do spend more time with them, and we're more in depth.
Yeah.
But I charged enough that was worth my time.
Right.
And I was like, when people would come in, I would talk to them. I'd really push online, but they're adamant about in person. I'm like, all right, well, this is the deal. This is the time I have. This is the price.
Yeah.
And without hesitation, yes.
Nice.
And I'm like, oops.
Gotta go.
I meant, you know what I'm saying? No, but like, yeah, but it was fair. You know, it's fair for me, fair for them.
Yeah.
They have an amazing experience.
That's it.
That's how I got my next in person.
Yeah.
You know, the price, obviously, you already told the price. So the price is the same.
Yep. And that's so true. Like, and we've had better customers since we've raised our prices. Like more people are happier with us since we raised our prices. Yeah. Because we're able to actually like do stuff better. I'm able to invest in better equipment, invest in more technicians. Like, you know, people never want to spend more money for things, especially if they think it's commoditized. But let's say, and I even say this, like if let's say our units were exactly the same as another unit, but our service was 10 times better, you should still pay for 10 times the price.
For sure.
Because you'll get more long term. And like that took me a long time to really hammer down, because for me, I just, you know, it's easy to say, but when you need freaking money, it's like you kind of want to make concessions, but you have to hold strong, because like you dilute your brand. And now all of my clients, they pay. I don't discount anymore, like, which is great. I the only time I'll discount is if they take away services. That's it. I'm like, okay, if you're going to pay less, then it's got to be easier on my business. Yeah. And it's been so much better because the clients that actually want good equipment, they're super happy, because number one, they also know like they're getting a fair deal, and they're not going to, you know, pay more than somebody else. They know we can serve them at a high level, and they also feel like they're getting something valuable, because price is indication of value. Like if I go to a coach and they say, "Oh, it's $30 a month," like, oh, it's probably not that good. Yeah. Or it's probably not gonna be that personalized. But if I go to a guy's like, okay, it's $300 a month, and you get this, and this, and this. Yeah, I want to pay more for better stuff. Yeah. No, obviously the value has to be, and that's like, you can't just raise prices if your thing sucks, right? That's not
a sure way to shut your business down.
Yeah, like and like I said, any offers you make, if it's expensive, it better come with something that justifies the price. Like they should feel like they're still getting a good deal. But you should still raise the price. And one thing I learned in the books is if you close more than 30% of your qualified leads, you're probably underpriced.
Yeah, at 30%.
If you're above 30%. So if you close about 40% or 50%, you could probably raise your prices by 0.8 to 1.2. If you're 80%, you could basically double your prices or triple your prices. Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened.
And the math behind it, I learned this. I don't know if I'm supposed to give this out, because on the book it says not for distribution, but this math changed the way I look at price increases, and I think this is probably the most valuable thing I can say, because I called all my entrepreneur friends when I learned this, because it blew my freaking mind. So there's a math conversion of how to figure out where you're the most profitable in pricing, and the math conversion is you take your conversion rate of whatever you're selling, and you multiply it by the lifetime gross profit of the customer. So lifetime gross profit is not net profit, so it's just the cost of equipment, deliverability. So, you know, if you have a trainer, what you pay them, and then that's it. And then whatever it costs you for software, service, stuff like that. So for a perfect example, let's say we'll use simple numbers. Let's say my lifetime gross profit at my current prices is $1,000, and I have a 30% conversion rate. I take 30% times lifetime gross profit. That conversion number is $300, right? So that is like my benchmark number. And what's crazy is if, let's say I drop my price in half, and I did this with all my products. If I drop my price in half, to make the same money, I have to close at least 80% of clients at that new price point. But what was cool is if you raise your prices, I did like I think it was like $1,000 increase. So my lifetime gross profit was now like $1,800 or something to make it easy. And what was crazy is I could actually close 23% of clients and still make the same amount of money at that 30%. So then it's like, that just takes the fear out of it, because then you're like, then you just test it. So you say, all right, I'll raise my prices for 30 days, and I may close the same percent. If I close the same percent, 30 or higher, shit, way more money. If I close under, or if I close between 25 to 28%, I'm still making money. And if I close under that, let's say I close at 15%, okay, prices aren't where the market is at. I need to go back and cool. But you have an actual mathematical way to test it. And when I saw this, I was just like, oh, this is crazy. Like, this is how you actually raise prices. And
I think it helps people get a little more justification and feel comfortable raising prices. Like, it makes sense.
Well, you have to with inflation. So when Warren Buffett took over the candy, See's Candies, he raised the prices by 3 to 4% every year. Every single year.
Yeah.
Just to keep up with the CPI.
Yeah.
If you don't keep up with the CPI, and you sell at the same price every single year, your margins will compress.
You'll go down. Mm-hmm.
So you have to.
Yeah. It's true. That's true, man.
Just to survive in business. That's just the reality. Unless inflation goes away.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that day.
Yeah, right.
So, well, look, Justin, I appreciate you having on. We've been rolling almost 2 hours on this.
Dude,
one.
that was great. It
Yeah.
went by
So
quick.
I've
man.
never done one this long, so we might have to do this in a 2-piece.
Yeah, that's great. No, this is fun, man. I love it. Like I said, I could talk business and
I know.
all day.
Yeah, so I hope you guys nerd out about this kind of stuff because
Yes, hopefully.
this probably could have went another hour, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah. Well, maybe we'll do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
So I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing how you grow physically,
Same, dude. Yeah,
financially, in business and everything.
Yeah, you keep getting featured on the Carolina Iron fitness page. I need to get on there. That's the next goal.
Yeah, dude. They post everybody.
I'm not getting not like this or not. I'm waiting. I'm not letting that happen. I gotta get. Let me get to that 8% body fat, and then
You'll get there. You're on your track.
we're on the road, man.
All right. Well, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, brother. Appreciate you.